Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marquee Gaming today as my players attempt to ruin my recording. Thanks, guys. Hopefully that sounds all right. Hope everyone's doing well.
Love you.
Glad to see you all here, and welcome into our 53rd session of Mystical Mishaps this evening. I'm excited to get into this as we're starting off with combat right away in this session, and we'll see how that goes down, because, you know, combats, you never know. I plan a combat that's meant to be like an easy win, and it nearly kills everybody. So,
why are we antagonizing him right now, Rachel? What are we doing?
so
As I said, I love you. Uppbeat.
yeah, yep.
I know not to say that.
So we'll see what happens here shortly. But why don't we let our players introduce their characters for the last time, and we will see what happens. So Rachel, starting with you, take it away.
Hi, I'm Rachel, also known as Pip. You can find all of my art on Instagram at Pip400Art. I also stream arts over here on Mondays at 3:30 CST. I'm actually doing a little bit of a special stream because I am shouting out some artists that wanted to share their work with me, so I can share that work with everyone else. So it'll be fun. I'm thinking I'll probably like let people kind of trickle in, so I'll probably start like the shoutouts at like 3:45 or 4. But that'll be fun. So come hang out. That'll be a good time. And then in this game, I play Eleonora. She is a level 6 warlock, and just got a cool new tattoo number 3. So I said on my Instagram I didn't think she'd ever be a tattoo girl, and she has more tattoos than a lot of characters do. So
she's leading the party right now in ink.
Yeah, number.
Like Staff has a lot of tattoos, but
Staff has tattoos.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's true. New ink, we'll say.
New ink, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's right. We're gonna pass on to our next player, which is Kelly.
I'm Kelly. I play Winnie, who's level 6 now, monk, who now I'm excited to actually be able to use some of our special new things. So hopefully this will be a fun, nice battle and not a bad one. So we'll see. And she has no tattoos. And now I'm like thinking, like, would she be the person to get tattoos? I don't know.
Well, she has a marking on her back.
You have a tattoo on your back.
You have...
Well, that's true. That's true. I guess we're counting that. I think. Well, now that she's tatted, maybe she get like a fun little creature tattoo or something, like a little frog.
That'd be cute.
Or a lizard or something.
What if she tattooed Vanetta?
She's like, I need every animal that she sees she likes, she's gonna get tattooed on her. Just a little one, just like it's a story of
a
all the
little
line.
line.
Never forget. Yeah. That'd be great.
That'd be cute.
Dav's been tattooing himself, so you can just ask for him to help you out.
A little poke and stick and poke, what they call this? I don't remember.
Stick and poke, yeah.
Stick and poke, yeah. I'll think about it.
And our third player tonight, we have Ashley.
Hello, I'm Ashley. I make art also, and I post it online. So if you want to go see it, you can find it. Everything's linked. Sometimes I post it in the Discord as well when I remember. And I am playing Euphemia. She's a human druid. She has been very deep in thought for the last 2 weeks in game, but I think jumping into a fight will be good for her. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Excited for the fight. Good.
She would probably, out of character, I'm excited. I don't think she's excited, but we'll deal with that when we get there.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see how that goes. I think she would get tattoos at some point, but they would be like very sentimental tattoos. They wouldn't just be like pretty. I think they would mean a lot.
Like a heart.
Yes. The most sentimental.
Live, laugh, love.
Anatomically correct part ever.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. And then our fourth player, final player this evening, we got Mike. Thanks for the sub, man.
Yeah, of course. Had to give a little Bardic inspiration. But yeah, my name is Michael, also known as Bardic Dice. I also stream D&D here on the lovely online places of Twitch and YouTube. We are on a bi-weekly schedule. So right now, this week, we'll be premiering the 3rd episode of Fates Apart, which is our Fates United spiritual successor. That will be releasing every other week. So it's Thursday, 7:30 Central. And then still working out if we're going to be making up last week's Netherdeep or just doing that next week. But you can definitely log down. That will be there the week after, same time, but on Twitch for live for the next episode of that one. So we'll let you know in the Discord if we can figure out dates and schedulings, because I was feeling a little under the weather last time, so we'll figure that one out. Otherwise, today I play Davril. He is now a blade singing wizard at level 6 with some artifice level 4 in there. So he's excited to go biz and punch some stuff.
Awesome.
It'll be fun.
Get to see some of that here shortly. So go give Bardic Dice a follow if you haven't already. And also, we share a Discord with Bardic Dice, so you could join, called The Tavern. And there they post, a lot of people post amazing things, fun stuff to see in there. You can see when people make stuff, like I make some terrain things I throw in there this week, so you can check that out. For potentially upcoming sessions of Mishaps here. I have super glue all over my fingers too from another project, but I'll post that later once that's complete. And yeah, that's good place to hang out. There's a channel in there too called Mystical Mishaps that you can go jump into and post gifs during the session of funny things that you think of moments. If people are screaming, you can post a gif of everyone screaming. Whatever you feel like is appropriate in the moment. You can go ahead and jump in there and post those to try to make people laugh. Lighten the mood a little bit if it's going badly. Who knows? And I'm Mark, the Dungeon Master, and I think that is all I got to say tonight. So why don't we start off by getting our intro, and then we can get into the session. All right, everyone, we're back on the new combat encounter screen. Woo! So fun.
Woo!
So exciting. But we'll start off with our recap, just to save us another transition. I'll start here this evening. But last time we were together, our party's in the desert, the Bronze Barrens, as it's called. And they ended up traveling with an individual who's part of a group that roams the desert called the Grit. His name is Zydron, and he took him to his home base of Ember Vault. And while there, they got an idea. Maybe it'd be a good idea to try to ask Zydron for help in their upcoming plans to go to Shadow Rock. So they took one more shot at trying to get help from him. And upon hearing Eleanor's motivation to help her son, trying to get... Whoa. There's my voice.
Sorry. That's my...
Trying to hear Eleanor's motivation to get her son back. Zydron connected with that because he has experienced some loss here in the desert and has kids of his own, and agreed to join them in their journey. So they set out that evening. Eleanor was visited by Death that evening and was recruited into Death's army, and now has the ability to harvest souls of those she claims the life of for potentially some useful items that could be helpful in her upcoming things.
Fully legit and not shady at all.
No, there is no shadiness whatsoever.
There's no shadiness. Totally legit.
Totally legit. 100%. A right hopper business. But they continue onward, kind of discovering they have some new connections to the land or their abilities as they go, and they keep traveling until one night on the journey, their fourth night of what should be 5, they suddenly see coming up over one of the rocks on the path they're walking on a giant scorpion. And this thing is rather large. It is a large category creature. Let me turn on the map now that we are here. All right. And slide this a little. I'm going to move this up. All right. So, we are starting off with initiative rolls. So everyone, roll me your initiative, and I'm going to turn on the redeems too, so anybody can help out if they want to, or they can make it worse if you want to. Your choice. Whatever you feel like doing, chat.
How about a little bit of both?
Make things
Okay.
crazy, make things nice. Your choice. All right. Start writing stuff down. Okay. We have Ashley's advantage came in. That's it. No one else gets one.
Hey! Well, thank you.
Ta-da.
No one else needs it, right? Okay.
Uh,
Everyone, what's
Oh,
your
boy.
initiative rolls? Rach, what's yours?
19, surprisingly.
Wow. Look at you go.
Who am I?
Death's new favorite
Winnie,
soldier.
what is yours?
22.
That's the same as you had last time. No change to your card. Cool.
Really?
Euphemia,
Wow. 11.
same for you. You had the exact same roll the last time.
I
So,
roll 11's a lot, I think.
and then
So
Dab.
weird.
18.
You go down.
Sorry. You know, gotta change it up.
Alrighty, let me put those in the initiative tracker. And I have to roll for Zydron as well here. Dev, what's your dex?
15.
15. Let me look at something. Alright, give me a roll with the d20.
He's 15.
Roll the 15 again?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the dice. Yeah.
Cool.
So, with that, not kind of the modifier, right?
Nope, just d20 roll.
Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. And Zydron, need a card for him. Alright. Zydron will roll and get a 12. Okay. So, as we start off this, some more redeems came in, so let me mark those off for you. Mike, Kelly, and Rach, you got your advantage die now.
Yay! Thanks.
Hey.
And we have a raise mishap level. Let's roll that.
Just in time.
It's already at high. It's up to extreme at this point. Let me mark that down. Where is my R on this? There it is. Okay. And we have a chat blessing. Let's get that as well. That goes to Rachel.
Thanks.
Okay. There we go. So, initiatives rolled, all the redeems are done. Starting this off with Winnie. You are right here. Second one on the left side there.
How high is that rock right there?
That rock is probably about 10 feet up.
So high enough for me to like try and I don't know if I can punch the scorpion from below, or if I have to get up on the rock and I don't know.
If you jumped, you'd get 1 punch. If you get up there, you can get 2.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll get up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to attempt to get up there.
Roll me an athletics roll. You hustle over.
I'm gonna be using my reroll already, so that's
You're using the reroll
I'm gonna do
already.
that.
Okay.
I am. And I'm going to be using a luck point because that was a 1.
Oh
So,
my
I'm
goodness.
blasting through
Oh
this.
boy.
It's meant
Okay,
to
that
be.
was better. I say it's yeah. Apparently, I meant to miss this 3 attempts in, and I think I got it. Hold on. Yeah, athletics. You said
Athletics.
18.
Okay. You hop up and fling yourself up on top next to the scorpion.
I had visions of myself falling flat in the rock, and then suddenly I blast through. No. Okay, I'm going to punch the scorpion.
Sure thing. Go for it.
Okay, really fast actually. Well, never mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. So the first punch is gonna be 17 to hit. How'd that do?
17 versus the giant scorpion is a hit.
Oh, okay, good. Whew. Scary stuff. Okay, first strike is gonna be 10 damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to punch again.
Go for it.
Voice.
It's a 19 on the die, so I assume that hits.
That will hit.
And then and that one is only do math, Kelly. Just 6 damage
Okay.
for that one.
Cool.
Then I'm gonna. Does it seem like it's like because it's taking the punches now since they count as magical weapons, right? It doesn't seem like it's resisting the damage at all.
Does not seem like it is resisting anything.
Okay, I'm gonna flurry of blows it. Yeah, I'm gonna flurry of blows it. And just try that. And also, I'm gonna try to do the to poison it with one of my so instead of the 2, I'm just gonna try and poison it with the other one.
Okay.
And see if it gets poisoned. I don't know if it will. So,
Okay.
hold on. That's a 17 to hit, I believe. Yeah, 17 to hit.
That will hit.
And that one is and that's just gonna be 5 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to poison it.
Is that an auto poison or is that a roll for that?
Let's see.
Reminding me on how that works.
Because I haven't. Because Hand of Harm is you just spend a key point and it does the necrotic damage. So I'm gonna do that, like the D6 of necrotic damage in a second. But Physician's Touch. When you use Hand of Harm on a creature, you can subject that creature to poison condition until the end of your next turn. It doesn't say anything about rolling for it, so I assume it's just poisoned.
It is able to be poisoned. It is just auto poisoned. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna. Oh, I got. So 6 damage for the necrotic damage, and then he's poisoned as well.
All right. Sounds good.
Nice.
Anything else?
And then. No, I think that's my turn. Thanks, everyone. Sorry for the long turn.
What a turn. What a start.
Which punching?
Cool. That brings us to Eleonora, who's up next.
Okay. I think that I will do. Sorry, I have one thing I was thinking about doing, and so I'm trying to decide if I want to do it.
Okay.
I never go. I never go first. I have so much time to react normally. I will just do Eldritch Blast for now. At it.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Roll your attack.
Okay. 19 on the die.
That will
So
hit.
26, and then the second one is a 16.
16 will also hit.
Both of them. 13 damage.
Cool. Nice shot. This thing has been taking a beating for sure. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. That means we're over to you, Dav.
All right. Dav sees his punching mate go up there and be like, "Oh, I want to punch too." And he'll start kind of doing like the motions with the blade singing, but kind of just without anything in his hand. And like right at the end, as it's about to spark, it's kind of like sparks a bit between the gloves, almost like for a second looking like a sword, but then it kind of like juts back into his gauntlets and they start activating. And with his little zapped up state, thinking a little faster, I'll try to move down and up to get on the rock, like kind of in a not necessarily flanking, but flanking-esque position. If I can get up there. It's got 50 feet, so.
Give me a athletics roll.
All right. Natural 20 plus 0, so 20.
You just fling yourself up there real quick, parkour style. Get up there, no problem. It's not flanking,
Perfect.
but you can certainly do something.
Do I have extra movement afterwards, or would that be everything?
So it's 25 to get over there, and climbing's double what it is, and it's 10 feet, so that'd be 45. You have 5 feet.
And 5 more. Okay, cool. Then he'll kind of put his hands together and take kind of that electricity from the other gauntlet into the one, and a booming blade kind of coming down with a strike on his end.
Okay.
That will be a dirty 20 to hit.
That will hit.
And then he blades extra on the hit. So it'll be 15 points of thunder on that hit. And then I'll take 5 feet back. So it's got disadvantage on anything but me.
Okay. As you do that, reels back and falls over off the rock. Did.
Wow, guys. Who knew rolling good on initiative really kind of turns the tide something, doesn't it?
All right. What do we do now?
At this point,
I'm waiting for
There
it.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's what I was waiting for.
there
Uh-huh.
is flashes. There's a flash of green. That as you guys like look down over this rock on the other side, there is in fact 2 other individuals who are standing there.
Oh,
I knew it.
hello. Didn't mean to interrupt.
What do they look like? Like what?
They are shrouded in like dark clothing, but there's like a big flash of green as let's see, one of them is going to fire out a shot of this green energy.
Not cool.
2 of them, two rays of this deadly or this green energy will come towards you, Davril, first.
Okay.
Let's see. You did not see them until just now, so they have advantage on the roll.
Heard.
Uh,
Big flash of green.
Yep, that's how you know that they're hitting you. First one is a 21 to hit.
Do I have shield? Yeah, shield.
All right, reaction for shield.
Mm-hmm.
Second one's a 23 to hit.
Just hits. Dang. No.
Okay.
Yeah? Well, 23 is my AC, so yeah.
So it just hits?
hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So this one
Yeah.
ray that gets through as your one shield blocks the first one, the second one snakes around it and will hit you for 17 necrotic damage.
Clever. That's like gets around and hits him. Alright, cool.
17 necrotic as they start to back away this way a little bit. The other one backs up a little bit too, seeing you. Yeah, they're both gonna back up to about right here, I think. And Winnie, you're gonna
They're
get
too low for opportunity attacks, right?
Yeah, you can't reach them; they're out of
Yeah.
range. Winnie, 2 shots coming your way as well. First one would be a 20 to hit.
Yes, it hits.
That's going to be for 14 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, fine.
And then the second one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Just hits.
All right. And that's going to be for 14 more points of necrotic damage.
Guys, I'm ouch. Okay.
Chat blessing is going to me. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it.
Row.
And let's see. We have a lower mishap level. Yeah, are too merciful.
We apparently need it, so I would say.
Oh, you guys are fine. All right. That's down to here. Okay. So that was their turn. Let me just double check. They can't do anything else. That looks like all they can do. Okay, cool. Zydron. So, I'd say Euphemia, you would notice this, and Eleanor, you would notice this as well, and his turn, just kind of because you're close. He like noticed and acknowledged the scorpion, but yeah, he was like looking around. And then all of a sudden, when he sees those green flashes, that's when he just starts booking it over that direction. Like he is aware something else might be coming. So he will 5, 10, 25, 30. Get to that side of the rock and see these individuals. At this point, he is going to, I think, just dash to get to them. He gets over to the side. All right, and Vanetta just starts wandering off over the dude to get out of the way. Euphemia.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Euphemia, it's your turn.
Yeah. All right. I was low key gonna ask you what was up with that cave over there, but I think we figured out.
So that
there's
is
more
a
going
like
on here,
pathway
so-
forward. The path goes through that
Okay.
rock underneath, so that'd be leaving.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I was suspicious. So, yeah, I'm going to get, I guess I'm gonna like sidle up to the rock, like kind of between Winnie and Dav, like on the ground still. I'm not going over yet.
10 feet there.
Yeah, and then I'm going to actually cast Aura of Vitality on myself.
All right.
So this huge, like, brief golden flash, like, shoots out from me in a 30-foot radius.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yes.
All right.
Ooh.
Hopefully it
Very
works. We'll see.
And I forgot to do Dav's booming blade too. Let me roll for that. real
Oh
quick.
boy.
Yeah. Hoping to get away with that one.
So, devs, no mishap. Now we're up to you, as those spells bring up to extreme. Ooh, you just barely do not have a mishap.
Oh my gosh.
Just barely.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to do 2d6 healing on Winnie then, with that.
All right.
For
Thank you.
8 healing.
Thank you.
Eight
Back
points
to
back.
you, and I'm gonna mark down how many rounds I'm at for this. So, I think I might even just shout out, like call up to Winnie and be like, "Who's over there? Like, how many?" Just so I can get an idea of what's going on. But I'm gonna stay.
Can I try back? I gotta go with my turn.
You can just do it real quick. That's fine.
I only see 2, right? Just 2?
Okay,
2!
perfect.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. Sounds good. One moment, I need to look at something. Okay. Eleonora, as you stand there, from the darkness, does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
All right. Take 9 points of piercing damage and
Okay.
4 points of poison. That'd be 13 total.
Okay.
From the damage, you are hit by something, and you kind of like look, and there's like a brief moment of shadow you see off to the left side, but it disappears, and you no longer see it.
Okay. I'll probably yell, "There's more over here."
Okay. All right. So at top of the round, then. We go to Winnie. You're up again.
Can I jump down and flank with one of those guys with Zydron? Is that possible?
Yep, you can do that. Let me lower the mishap level real quick. And move you over.
Woo! Okay. I am going to punch him.
Go for it.
There's just the guy in front of me. Do I get advantage because
You
of
do
Zydron
get
or no?
advantage, yes.
I'm just gonna roll again to see if I get a 20. I don't. So that's dirty 20 to hit. So
That will hit.
assume that hits. Okay. Why do I literally always forget what my modifier is for this? That is going to be 7 damage on the first punch.
Okay.
I'm going to hit him again.
Okay.
Again, rolling again. See if I get a 20. No. 22 to hit for
Yep.
the second punch.
That will hit.
And that is 8 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do flurry of blows and poison him. Necrotic damage and poison with the second attack. So first punch.
Okay.
That's oh my gosh, Kelly math. Yeah, 22 to hit again. I think. It's 22 to hit,
That will hit.
and then that is let's see. Just 3 damage for necrotic damage, but he's poisoned.
All right.
And that concludes my turn.
So you just punch this thing a couple times, and then as you like go in for your hand of harm, you punch it again, and it's just like it's getting hit by you a couple times, and looks like it's doubling over a little bit, but it turns and looks at you, and you see almost like the skeletal face with this glow in the eyes of this green color. And that does not look like it is that affected, and it does not look like it is affected by your Hand of Harm.
Poison. Okay, so necrotic. Oh yeah, that's right. Necrotic damage isn't gonna. Okay, good to know. Good to know.
All right. So that ends your turn. Cool. Eleonora,
Correct.
it's your turn.
Where was the attack coming from? Was it an arrow or what was it?
It was a bolt, like from a crossbow.
Oh,
And
okay.
it came from over to the left side somewhere by the big sand dune. Left is...
Which one?
Left is...
like
not
my left on the screen?
on the screen, left.
Okay, just making sure. Sometimes I like think in reverse image because of the cameras and how they flip things around sometimes.
I'm
so.
describing it for your
Okay.
benefit. Left.
Okay, sounds good. All right. How many feet is it? You know the direction Zydron ran?
Yep.
How many feet is that?
So
Like
all
how
the
far
way to
could I
him?
get if I go that direction? Or like around that area.
So each one
In
of
the
these
clearing, at least
blocks,
to where I could see them.
each one of these blocks is 30 feet, so you'd get to like the same spot over here with 30 feet of movement.
Okay, I see. And I don't see the thing that attacked me.
Nope.
Okay. I will probably get closer to, like, I'll start running in the, I want to be where people are, and I don't know if I want to run like where the I just got attacked. So I'll start running the direction that Zydron was going.
Okay.
And I think I'll use an action to do radiant consumption. Finally, get that set up.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. Want to describe
So
that?
like, yeah. So like, she just looks. She's like looking around and like realizing there's more to this, and I think she's trying to like amp herself up for like, okay, maybe this is when I can collect a soul. So she realized she has to have like more firepower to her right now, and so she just like gets like this really like determined like look, and like her eyes like flare like even more like ethereal blue than normal, and they just sort of like burn out of her. Like the light is just like very bright, almost blue, like shinies, you know, just like beaming out of her.
Yes.
And yeah, so she's not in a radius with, it won't hurt Euphemia right now.
Correct.
So
Cool. That's 10 feet from you, right? Or is it 5 feet?
it's 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, cool.
And then she'll just call out like to maybe Zydron or whoever, just like, who is it? What's going on? Because she doesn't see anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Awesome. Remember if there's anything else going on. Don't think so. Okay. Very nice. That brings us to Dav.
I think he is going to, for the sake of helping a bit, he's going to go ahead and take like a bit of a running start, kind of like starting to move faster than before, kind of like electricity between his shoes and the ground, as he'll kind of run the curve of that little rock and kind of end up jumping and wanting to be in the the third flank position with them on that
Oh, you
guy.
want to go this way?
No, it'd be the same way. I have 50 feet movement, so he's gonna like kind of be running around there and then end up being like on the like what's the word, if it was north, south, and then east of that character, so punching with Winnie.
So this is Winnie, this is Zydron.
Yeah,
These
right.
two are the bad guys. If you go here, there's no flank.
Yeah. I just meant like the third flank. Like I know
okay.
I'm not getting flanking, but that's just as a
Sure.
yeah.
Run over there. Yeah, perfect.
Yep. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. So he's just kind of coming down and just he'll blade. Actually, that was about 5 feet of movement. He'll just do a regular attack on him.
Okay.
And then I'll use my advantage because that's a 1. So,
All right.
natural 20 on that one. All right. Thank you very much for the reroll. All right. So 9 points of thunder on the first guy. 35, 40, 45. I'll swing over and use my bonus action to hit the other guy. With, holy moly, another nat 20. Jeez. No modifier. So 10 points of thunder on that one, and then I'll back up 5 feet and get out of his range.
Okay.
With the 50th movement. Oof.
Sounds good.
Being fast is fun.
That ends your turn?
Yep.
Cool.
And they have disadvantage on anybody but me.
Yes. So, the first one, the one you guys have been punching, he will look at the two of you next to him. And like outstretch his hand. As he does that, roll just for their mishap because it works slightly different than what your guys' work as.
Oh.
He's good. The sand like begins to shudder beneath you. And as Winnie and Dav, you kind of looked at your feet where the sand is moving. The sand looks like it's getting darker and darker, even though it is nighttime. Like, it's just the darkness begins to swell up in the sand. And emerging from the sand is just this, like, horrific, cold darkness that begins to swirl around you. There are, like, these whispering sounds like almost like spirits or whatever, just whispering in your ear. And these strange, like, noises of like screams and things being around you. Dev, I'd say from where you are, Euphemia, you can kind of hear the screams and whispers as well from where you're at. And it is completely dark around both Winnie and Dav. You are blinded at this point. And that is all for now. So you are blinded. The other one, I guess no one really can see this at this point. What's happening for the other one? Besides Zydron, but he's an NPC, so you don't get to know that. Let's see what happens with this. Zydron.
Baldur's Gate 3 rules. We'll get him into our party eventually to take control of him. We'll just have to go on his quest first.
Here. So flat roll. And alright, one hit on him as Eleanor, you can kind of see this now as you look over. There's an angle on this as you see this as he moves. His hand glows this kind of sickly green color as he slashes out at Zydron and hits him once. Misses on the second, or one of them, but hits on the first.
Is he also resistant to necrotic? Because I always forget I am.
Zydron is resistant to necrotic. Yes.
Yeah.
He is built to fight these undead.
Yeah.
All right. That is their turn. Zydron's turn. He'll turn to the one that... Let's see. Turn to the one that hit him. He's going to take a swing with his hammer. Actually, no, he's smart. He's gonna go for the other one. The one that you guys have been hitting. The one who did the little spell for you guys too. He will hit him. That is going to be 22 to hit, which will hit. And he is going to smite.
Nice.
Somebody smite.
Where are my d8s? I need more d8s for playing a paladin.
Yes, you need all the
Mark
D8s.
emotes.
Yeah, we didn't use the smitey emotes in forever.
All right. So he hits him as there's like this divine glow that happens in his warhammer as he smashes into him. He will make a concentration check, which he will succeed on. Yeah, there's like this big sound as he goes in for a second attack. That will miss, though. He will just miss on that one.
Oof.
All right. Femia, it's your turn.
You're muted.
Sorry. Let's see. It's about 30 feet to peek around the rock. Yeah.
It would be, if you got up to here, I'd say that's probably about 20. Get to there.
Okay. Can I see Winnie or Dav, or is it just dark?
It is pure darkness. There is just like this swirling darkness that's all around that point on the ground. You don't know exactly where they are, even within that.
Okay. So this aura of vitality does not say I have to see someone, they just have to be in my aura. Would that be like a sense thing, or do you want me to be able to see them?
If it doesn't
It
say you have
doesn't
to
say like a creature you can see.
if it doesn't
it
say
just
you
says-
have to see them, they can just be within it. You just have to be in a spot that they're actually within it.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to wild shape into a black bear.
Okay. Where's my bear mini? There it is.
Bear time. Also, just for a note, black bear is a medium-sized beast. There are other bears that are higher CR that are large, just so you know.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll move a little closer to everything going on then, just so the darkness is like within 30 feet of me, and I'll use my 2d6 again on Winnie since I saw her get hit twice
Okay.
before. 6
Thank
more.
you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
So
Sounds
calmly from the darkness.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's all I'm gonna do.
Cool. That ends your turn. Eleonora. All alone.
Yeah.
Rushing from the darkness now, approaching you, is a figure shrouded in darkness, dark clothing. Give me a wisdom roll real quick.
19.
As you turn and see this individual come running up, there is a flash of memory to the night that you died, and the figure standing above you. Very similar in appearance, in this dark clothing silhouetted by the evening lack of light. But this individual is right up on you. Looks very similar in appearance. They will attack you. Natural 20 on the first roll.
Oh my gosh.
First.
That is going. I'm gonna roll damage on that real quick. 7 piercing.
Okay.
And then let me roll the poison damage as well. That's going to be for 13 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Second attack from them, right? They get 2? Yes, they do. Second attack is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Brutal.
For 8 piercing and 5 poison, so 13 total.
I'm down.
Eleanor falls unconscious.
Can I scream at least?
Yep, you can definitely scream out as that
Like
happens.
it's the assassins or something. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That goes to the top of round 3. Real quick, let me look at one thing I need to double check. The person over Eleonora gets a legendary action and will hit you for 2 failed death saves.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Woody, it is your turn.
Oh, it's on.
Okay, so you said Eleanor screamed, right? I could hear her.
She did scream out.
And it's black. It's like pitch black for me, right?
All around you is complete darkness.
Can I take the disengage action and try and run out of the darkness? Like, basically follow where the scream was, so like try and like listen and like go that direction.
Sure. So if you're running around here, how much movement do you have?
45 feet, I believe. Yeah, 45 feet.
So you do around about here. You'd see her on the ground with this other figure. You can get to here with the 45.
Okay.
So, was it your bonus action to disengage? Did you use a key point for that?
Yeah, isn't that a key point?
Or did you do your
I
action?
used a key point for that.
Okay, so
I'm going to do my key point actually for that. Yeah, Step of the Wind.
Okay, so I just want to make sure, is that action or bonus action?
Yeah,
So I want to make sure we have that down.
Sorry. So that would be my bonus action, correct?
As your bonus action, then it's used up.
I am going to then attack the guy.
All right.
So I'm going to attack him. I'm gonna use luck points to reroll.
All right.
Okay, better. Blast through those luck points, but dice are not my friend today. Sorry, I'm marking in my key point too. So that is going to be dirty 20 to hit.
I do need to real quick go back on this because I forgot. You start your turn in that space.
Yeah.
You took 6 points of cold damage.
That's fine.
For that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Okay, so that is. Do I hit him with a dirty 20?
You do.
Okay. That's gonna be 10 damage for the first one.
Okay.
Do I have to use multiple key points on rounds? I just realized that.
You can.
Can I use
You,
more than one key point?
you don't have a bonus action, so just remember that. Most of your things you require a bonus action to do.
So I'm sorry. So if I wanted to do hand of healing on Eleonora, would I have to take back my attack and just do hand of healing instead, as like a key point, as my action?
Is that something you could do as an action?
Also, someone has a potion, so I don't remember if that was you.
I have a potion as well. I just didn't know if I was going to use a key point, but let me see. I'm sorry. I'm looking. I didn't realize it couldn't be.
See, yeah, sometimes the bonus action stuff.
Sorry, I've let me look.
Convoluted.
Yeah. As an action, I can use hand of healing as an action. So never mind.
So no attack?
Can I take back my no attack? I'm sorry. Take that back. I'm going to instead use my key point to heal Eleonora.
Oh,
It'll do.
Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, you only get 4 points of healing, but it's better than
Don't
being
freaking
dead.
care. Better than 2.
Yeah. And then can I I can't move anymore, can I? Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess I'm just there. It's fine.
So 4 points back to her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I still by the way, I think I still have my radiant consumption up because it
Nice.
doesn't say it's concentration.
Does it say anything
I don't know
about
though.
if you go unconscious?
Does
Does it require you to be conscious?
for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action.
Okay. So yeah, it's still up. So
Nice.
Winnie and this individual would get it then.
Okay.
You can kill me. Just kidding.
Ah, we might have to talk about that though later because I just realized that kind of also I don't really understand how that would work. So
Yeah, I mean it's a weird ability, that's for sure.
yeah, just you remind me.
We
You
can
and I need to
discuss
talk about
this.
that after.
Let
Yeah.
me roll some lowers real quick as you guys are lowering the mishap level. And then we do have a chat blessing. Let's redeem that real quick.
Also, Rich, I don't know if you saw you got a blessing before.
It
I think
went to the
I don't know if
mishap
you saw
level because
that.
she already had one. But Ashley
Yeah,
gets this
I have
one.
Oh, JK.
Hey.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm taking back my luck point since I didn't hit him. So.
Okay. All right.
Gotta
So
have him.
is it on your turn they take the damage, Rach?
It's on. It was they end the turn in the radius.
Okay, so roll it for both Winnie and.
Oh, it's just 3
Okay, so 3 points of damage to Winnie and.
radiant damage.
Got it.
3 points of radiant damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Winnie takes 3. All right. Eleanor, it's your turn then. You were on the edge there.
Gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's just like looking like she like gasps like to life and like mutters thank you to Winnie. She gets up really fast.
Once again,
and
stabbed
she just-
in the stomach too when this thing came up
Oh
to
my
you.
gosh.
This
Yeah,
motif.
She yells kind of in the vicinity of everyone. Like just because I think at this point everyone knows, but she's like, it's the assassins. Like that's what she yells. And then she will cast she'll cast Armor of Agathis to get some hit points back
Okay.
at 3rd level.
3rd level. Let me
I'll
roll.
try and if I can, I want to try and move away from Winnie to get her out of my aura too.
All right, let me roll
Like
for that
not
spell.
out of the vicinity, but
You have a mishap.
okay.
Spell works.
Can I move away from Winnie before I do that though?
Sure. Before you activate your aura?
Before I do my
you-
spell.
Your spell, yeah.
Sidestep or something.
So let me roll your mishap though real quick, so I know what it is. As you will get an attack of opportunity as well because your spell was not.
No,
No, she said
no,
not. Sorry.
What?
I'm not trying to move away. I'm
Oh.
trying to
You're
move
moving
around. It's like stay in the vicinity. Yeah,
Just
no,
sidestep.
I am. Yeah, just
So-
to kind of get away from Winnie.
There's no point where you're going to be farther than 10
Yeah.
feet from her though, if you don't
Oh,
leave the
really?
vicinity. Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I'll just stay.
You're staying? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So mishap happens then with your Armor of Agathis. Okay. That is very interesting. As you begin to rise up off the ground, and you're like 6 inches off the ground, but you have no control over this levitating. You're just floating there in the air.
Okay.
That's just how you are at this point. You're 6 inches off the
Try and
ground.
play it. Try and
Okay.
play it off as like I'm so.
Yeah, I am like glowing and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Floating.
Oh my gosh. Can I still
boy.
like move?
Oh, you were just floating above the ground.
Okay.
Your movement's effectively 0 at this point because you have no control over your
Oh.
movement.
Ouch.
Okay.
So, yeah. You got Armor of Agathis up though. That did work.
Yes. Okay.
All right, let me bring this down a little bit as we did have a mishap. And we have a lower that just came in as well. Get it even lower. Perfect. We're down nice and low on the mishap level, y'all. Ending your turn, Eleonora. You're floating. There is going to be a legendary action as this individual is going to get back to about right there.
Okay.
So no attack of opportunity for either of us.
Do not get an attack of opportunity on this one. All right, Dav, it's your turn. Sorry, it's off the map on the screen. I'll move it slightly onto the screen.
Well, that changes things. You're moving hipster.
You are in complete darkness at this point still, too.
Yep. So he would have
Start of your
been
turn.
following.
I
Yes.
remember that. Start your turn. You take 8 points of cold damage.
Also might change what I do too. Well, he's gonna run out, kind of following Winnie with his movement to at least. I think it would be like where he'd be near Euphemia as soon as he's kind of coming out of the bubble, because like when his vision would come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe
you got right
then.
here. You get vision back.
Okay. And he's kind of like looking over. Assassins. Well, there's nothing there. It just sees.
You look
Eleanor
around. You
getting
just see
up, right?
Eleanor and Winnie.
It's like about to flash like a shot. Sees doesn't see an enemy. So then I'll turn.
Eleanor's floating too, by the way.
Yeah, just kind of like, okay. Did yell something though. So, that'd be an action. At least I'd get that. Okay, then I'll booming blade. Actually, as I'm looking back, I'll turn around, go back into melee and booming blade. Yeah, the nearest one.
Okay.
Yeah, that same one we've been wailing on. Yeah.
Sure.
Trying to stay out of that aura as much as I can. So that would be. You don't forget I don't have to -5. 21.
Will hit.
So that would be booming blade with nice 14 points of thunder damage.
As this guy just scatters and falls to the ground, the darkness cloud disappears. He is gone.
Okay. Haven't had a conversation about keeping people for other people, so all right. So that's gonna be 30, 35, 40. I'll run another 10 feet back out just to try and have eyes on Eleonora and them.
Okay.
I'm like, are you okay? I'm just
Can I respond? Or...
Yes, you can respond.
I'm like, I turn around, I'm like kind of stuck at the moment, but
And his head over the shoulder.
yeah,
I'll be needing some assistance.
it's from Heaven's Reach. It's the same one. I need the killing blow. That's what she says.
Then with that, I cast Booming Blade. That's not leveled. Okay, I'll cast Expeditious Retreat and dash with a bonus action, streaking towards them, and then trying to see if I can get eyes on whatever I can.
So you cast a
At
spell.
50 ish.
Didn't you do Booming Blade?
Yep, that's a cantrip.
Okay. No mishap.
So that just allows me to use my movement as my bonus action.
Which you already used with your casting of this, so you can't do it this turn.
No, I get it on the turn, I think.
So you cast 2
That's
spells,
all I
though.
do.
Both can't be actions. One is a bonus action, one's an action, right?
No, I thought my fault. I thought you got the movement as part of the casting, but you don't. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. You're
So,
good.
Cast it.
That's-
It's on you, but
Yeah.
you can't move
I
yet.
thought you get it with the spell, but yeah, you're fine. So that was action. Bonus action move. Okay, cool. Yep.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. The last one there, is going to make attacks against Zydron. That will hit for the first one, and hit on the second one.
All silvery barbs.
Silver barbs on the second one. Reaction, that's a nat 1, so only 1 hit.
Then I'll give him the advantage.
Okay. 9 necrotic down to 4. Okay. Perfect.
And just staying honest, silvery barbs is a spell. So
That is a spell, too. Oof.
I've been honest about the last one. Have to be honest about this one.
Yes.
Turn me into a box. It's fine.
You are good. No mishap.
Okay.
Up to high. All right. That brings us to Zydron's turn, who angrily turns in the direction of this individual who struck him with this glowing green hand. First attack with advantage. Natural 20.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. So, you watch as his hammer begins to glow brightly, and then there's even another pump of this brightness that happens on top of it as he swings it. How many d8s of damage is that now? With a
Isn't it fun?
yeah, this is a lot.
Down the faith of strings.
So
So good.
3 normally is, or second on the spell is 3 normally, right?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So
Also one for undead. Or if they are.
$45 points of damage.
Wow.
He one shot kills
Whoa.
this guy.
Wow.
Explodes.
As just swings down with this bright hot energy on his hammer and just crushes through him, and there's just dust that begins to fly out. There's not much, as his clothing is singeing and on fire a little bit too. It is not much left of this guy. Zydron just turns to you and just nods, and he will begin to hustle around to here. There is movement. All right, Euphemia, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use my movement to get to the other side of Eleonora. I don't have to be within. I can be outside of her radiant range. I have 40
isn't
feet
yours
of movement.
30? Yeah.
And right here.
Sure. And I will use my bonus action there for her. That is 10 back to you. That was a good roll.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my action to kind of get in front of Eleonora and Winnie, I think, as far as my 40 feet of movement will allow.
20 to here. About to here.
Sure. Just so I'm kind of online with everybody, since I can't. I mean,
guess
can we see
if you
that
want to
guy?
go
He
over
disappeared,
here
right?
too, you could go this way if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd try to be intercepting. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll just be watching.
You guys all notice as you kind of see this thing, just like kind of looks like there's a bunch of you, and just begins to take off into the darkness of the night, runs off, and begins to flee. I'm assuming none of you will be able to match. Let's see, what's the speed per round this person can go? 160 feet in a round. Can you beat that, Mike?
Whoa!
What would,
Technically, I could match it. Technically. But I'd have to cast a spell.
Sorry,
I don't think you'd be
200
smart enough
feet.
to realize that.
200 feet in a round. I forgot.
Much better.
I forgot the extra stuff that this thing does get. So.
No.
200 feet. Can anybody beat 200 feet in a round?
which I'm sorry, how many feet? Like, don't we only get like 45 or whatever? Isn't that?
Whatever your base is,
How
that's your
it goes
movement.
usually.
You can do a bonus action to do Step of the
You can
Wind,
double
but
it,
that would
but-
get to
Yeah.
90
No.
or so.
Yeah, no, I can't get anywhere near that.
Okay, yeah, this thing
Okay.
can move 200 feet in a round with everything it has. They are gone.
Still beaten out by a speedster.
Oh my gosh.
We
As
even built this to get rotted, and we can't go after the guy anymore.
this individual takes off into the darkness of the night, Zydron like runs over to you all. I'm gonna jump back over to the other screen. Okay.
Eleonora like is so frustrated. She's like about to like shoot off like Eldritch Blast, and I don't like the range is 120 feet, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I end my aura though,
Okay.
so no one gets roasted.
I'm gonna keep my aura up because technically I have like 7 more 2d6s to do, so I can use my bonus actions to
Yeah. Why don't you
heal
distribute
people
those?
back up. Yes.
could
So
use
I
the
think I'm gonna
healing.
do. Yeah, I'm gonna do. So many maths here. Okay, I'll do We'll do a couple on Eleonora, and then let me see where I'm at.
That like scoots in and be like, "Tell me right after him." He's like talking. Well,
That's 18 back to Eleonora,
Oh, thank you.
and then I've got 12 back to Dav. Wow, I rolled high. Good job. And let's do 13 back to Winnie.
Thanks.
And then I can do. Is Eleonora still kind of low or mid?
She is at like she looks almost all better.
On my chart, Dav looks the worst. But
Okay, that's helpful. Yeah. 10 more back to Dav. Does Zydron look hurt?
no. She got hit like a couple
Okay.
times, but he just looks barely scratched.
Okay. I'll do Eleonora again. I feel like she would do Eleonora one more time, just to be sure. 8,
I really don't want her to die. Yeah.
right? And then I'll drop it. That effectively uses it up.
And
Wasn't gonna
Ashley,
waste
you got a
that.
blessing.
Oh, I already have one. Oh dear.
into the
Too many
darkness.
blessings. We're so blessed.
Yep. So let me roll that into this. All right. Cool.
I'll drop
Am I
my
still stuck?
wild shape as well.
All right. After like about a minute or so, you land back on the ground. Fine.
I just every so often just make sure to like help turn her from like turning away from us and just turn her back every time she levitates while we're waiting.
Yeah, you're just up there for about a minute.
Also, Mark, when we were, when Eleanor was like about to die, did we start to feel like kind of the same?
As you drew
like,
near to
energy?
her on the ground, yeah, you felt it.
Mhm.
Like you definitely
Okay,
felt
I
the
didn't know if it
energy
was
on the ground,
Okay,
like
I
the
didn't know if it wasn't
static
there this
in the sands beneath you.
okay, cool.
But yeah, Zydron comes up to you. Is everyone okay?
Eleanor just looks so pissed, like beyond pissed. She just is saying nothing.
It's I think assassin. We encountered them before, but
It killed her before.
yeah.
You encountered the grave robbers before?
Is that what they are? The grave robbers.
These are the
That
grave
guy- okay, did
robbers.
They were in Heaven's Reach
That's
Why would they be
there's a
there?
to
giant
kill me.
crack.
They were trying to do it again. She like swears and like kicks the sand. Like she looks so mad.
Yeah.
Guess where he's going to run off to now?
How did they even know that you were
Yeah,
dead? How did they know? Or were they just lucky?
And also, we're in the middle of nowhere. How would they? They must have some way to track you. Because they found us before in some random place in Heaven's Reach. I feel like they have to have a way to know where you are.
Yes, and he knew Nova was going into Shadow Rock. He knows everything. He's one step ahead the whole time. That is lovely. I need to go take a walk. No, I shouldn't because I might get killed again. I don't know. And she just like, paces like off to like she looks like so beyond mad. Like it's just exploding on her. She's like,
What's in my way goes to
Dude.
this up level.
Did we see like when I was like or I was close to the like assassin? Did I see any sort of? Was he just wearing the exact same clothes as the grave robbers? Did I see anything about this person that was like identifying like what kind of? Was it a human, humanoid, like anything?
Give me just a perception check as you try to think back on what you saw in that brief moment.
Okay, now I'm going to use the luck point that I was going to use when I really want to get this right.
Burning through all your luck points.
that's
Oh
fine.
man,
No, this now I took back the other one.
you're
yeah, I
two
still have
down
one
though.
left.
So
I'm two down.
your
That's
reroll
important,
and your
not very
luck
good
points.
rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have not very good rolls this time. 19.
19. So this individual was pretty covered, but was dressed very similarly to the people on the other side of the rock as well.
Okay. Did I see any like anything that would show like they looked like a human or humanoid thing? Like anything that would be any identifiers?
Not with what you rolled. You did not see anything. You couldn't
Okay.
make out anything. This person
Okay.
looks like they are built for stealth too.
Okay.
With Eleonora being mad over there, I think I would turn to Zydron and just quietly explain, like, we think that they were sent to kill Eleonora in Heaven's Reach somehow. She died, that's why there's that huge mishap crack there. That's how all that happened before, but do you know anything else about them? Why would they be after her?
It doesn't make sense to me. They reside here. They follow the individual who is possessing Varus's body.
do I hear them talking still? I'm like raging in the background.
If you're
but I'm
close by, you
not-
can hear it. But if you're
Yeah, I don't wander off because I don't want to go get killed off in a corner. But
for sure.
Do
Would
you
they have
think
dressed
it's
up as them?
possible?
Maybe?
Is it possible that Alexander, the creature in Alexander, made some deal with the creature in Vubaris?
I have no way of
Could
knowing
be.
that.
Also, Mark, was he dressed the same way when he does it look exactly the same as when we saw them in the assassin in Heaven's Reach? Do they look the same, like dressed the same, or is it different clothing this time?
For that, give me an investigation roll.
Okay, that's better. I don't think I have any modifier. 17.
Okay. It's hard to tell. It doesn't necessarily look exactly the same to you, but
Mm-hmm.
like there's similarities, but
Okay, I'll just say maybe they dressed up as like maybe they wouldn't be detected. Like maybe they dressed up or made themselves look like a grave robber or the grave robbers, so they wouldn't be detected out here. I don't know.
Eleonora, it looked the same to you, right? They looked the same?
she is still pacing. She's like, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
Exactly the same. Yes.
you can
And
give
we
me
found them again and
you can give me a roll real quick too.
sure. I think
Yeah, I
she's
feel like I just called out to you, like, not wanting to get in your way, but
I rolled a 1. She's too mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're probably
Well.
just experiencing the flashback and just in that emotion right
yeah,
now. So.
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
still was
Okay.
like wounded the same way again.
Right.
Like it's getting
Yeah.
to her so much.
Right.
We saw them again in the other timeline in Heaven's Reach too. So they're running around
Yeah.
there.
Somehow they're all over, and they're after at least you.
Zab
Well,
kind of walks up to Eleonora. He hasn't said anything this whole time. He's kind of walked up, and he just
Mm-hmm.
puts up like a ray of frost in a very similar manner that we did on that in the outside the one mining town, and he'll just kind of like put it in a way to like, if you want to vent some frustration real quick towards the dune.
Yeah, I
He
shoot.
doesn't know if she
I shoot it with Eldritch Blast.
You Eldritch Blast?
Twice.
Okay.
explode over.
Yeah.
All right. You get a mishap. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
Spell does work though. And let's see what you get for your mishap. Maybe it'll make your spell stronger.
Yeah.
Interesting. So as you kind of let out this like anger, as your red Eldritch Blast like fire off at the sand dune and collide with it, there's like this burst of red light that hits, like everybody lights up the whole space. So you look at Eleanor now, Dav, and her skin tone looks like it's darkened. It's definitely grown like a bit darker in appearance. Her normal, very pale complexion is almost like some darkness is seeping in.
Oops. He's like keeping it to himself. He's like not bringing up that right now she looks different in the middle of her anger. Just letting it go for now. Once he sees it,
Yeah, I think she's like, yeah, she barely even notices the mishap. She's just like throwing the Eldritch Blast at the rock, just like so mad. And like, you know, she couldn't even kill the guy. Like, she needs a soul. Like, it's just, you know, continued feeling like one-upped. So she, by Alexander. So, she just stands there breathing for a second, and then she just like pats Dav on the shoulder, like very quickly, like a thank you, but it probably comes out a little like harsher than she meant it. And then she kind of turns back and will go a little closer to the group, so it's not like she's not like yelling across the sand dunes or whatever. But
Dav just does this, like just like walking up behind you, just like just don't say anything right now.
But as Zidron was saying before you walked over there, he's talking to Euphemia. Just like,
oh, sorry.
That is
That's okay.
Concerning that their network seems to be that big. It's reaching Heaven's Reach. Normally they're here.
Something that should have stayed here.
He just looks really confused by that knowledge.
Do you know what kind of like powers they actually use? Are they're harvesting souls or something out here, or just killing people?
Most often they use their necrotic magic, poisons. They try to kill as many as possible.
Have they had any like activity, like obviously they're out here in the desert and things, but have they ever done anything like big or like worth note, I guess, besides just, I don't know. I don't know if they had any sort of, I don't know. If they've ever done anything that was really notable.
I mean, they kidnap people and kill them in some ritualistic way. They are monsters.
You know,
Yeah, that's clear.
Have I come back?
Sure.
Okay. Do you know if they serve Eladius?
I wouldn't be surprised. I've not
The
had a
magic.
chance to speak to their leader personally.
Yes, Heaven's Reach, they're there. I
In
would not be
both
surprised if
places.
they've been there for a bit. They're associated with Alexander. I mean, we had some holdings up in Heaven's Reach as well. So,
So you had said before that oh my god, I keep forgetting her name, and I wrote it down even. Who's the person who got like possessed? Something with a B.
Ubaris.
Ubaris.
Vubaris.
Or is it, how do you spell? It's B or V?
V.
V. Okay.
Vubaris.
Okay. Um, you had said that Vivaris had like changed into somebody that she hadn't been before. When she came back and was like a completely different person. Has that, besides that case, has that ever been like heard of around here before? And because it sounds like maybe potentially, I don't know, Alexander might kind of be going through the same thing where it's like he's not even the same person anymore, and like I don't know if there's like things like that wandering around like the desert and like looking for something to inhabit, or I don't know, maybe it wandered into Edgeford or something.
Seems similar.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Somebody came, stole her body one day. Or perhaps she rose from the dead. But she was gone, and when she returned, she was different. Maybe
I had heard.
with
Oh, sorry.
these spirits, perhaps something could have possessed her. But I don't know.
But from it, from what Eleanor had said, it sounds like Alexander really didn't have any sort of like, control over anything or any option in it. So whether it's a living person who can be controlled or maybe a body, I don't know. I'm not sure. Just a thought.
Well, I've heard that Eladius followers sometimes have ties to fiends. And if you said horns, different things like that. This could be anything. But I was worried that this was connected to what was going on in the southern desert, and it does make me wonder now if it is.
Maybe it'd be easier to to possess a dead body first, and then maybe they get powerful enough to then start possessing people who are still alive or something. And they picked a prominent person who had a lot of money and resources like him.
Are you still wanting to proceed to Shadow Rock?
I don't know. It's foolish now.
They're going to be expecting us.
There's no way he won't know.
If he could track us all over, yeah, and even in the other place, I don't know if it's now or later will make a difference, And plus, if one assassin can track us, they might have a way that's not just the assassin. Not the assassin is obviously isn't. I don't think following us everywhere. They obviously have a way to. Even if we would have killed that guy, it might have still been. They know where we are, so we might as well.
And then that creature ran off to the west, though.
So not to Shadow Rock.
Not in that direction, at least to start.
What's in the west?
Deserts.
Unless he can teleport or something.
It was so fast. Is it possible we could beat it though, if it made a detour?
I think it's up to you if you think it's worth the risk. Is your child? It's there. I'm with you either way.
I'm gonna have to rest at some point.
I mean, of course it's worth the risk. Zydron, if we die again, and we're on Shadow Rock,
Yeah.
everyone there is dead. That mishap crack will happen again, and it will tear apart Shadow Rock, including everyone in it.
We'll have to be sure you don't die.
Are you actually resolute in coming anyway? I mean, could be
If-
ready.
If this brother of yours has a connection to the grave robbers, it needs to be dealt with.
It seems likely. Certainly possible.
I mean, I know I would go in now by myself if I could, but you all are attached, so you have to make that decision too. I can't make it for you.
Oh, if you're going, we're going. I am.
I do understand the need for strategy though, so I'm trying to really think if, you know, I'll go wherever you guys want us to, but I'm trying to think of a way to do this. But like I said, I don't know if timing will really be on our side with this, considering it sounds like they're only getting more powerful, and it also sounds like they have ways to track us no matter what. So I don't know if we ever will have the element of surprise at any point.
Unless we go after this assassin. It's going to be the best bet
Also-
to get the element of surprise.
I thought though, how did the assassin kill you the first time? He was at the very center of the mishap crack. How would he survive that?
Didn't he run away before? You said he ran away
But
after
even
you
so,
killed me.
But so much of the city got sucked in. I don't. He had to run pretty. I mean, he was very fast, I guess, but
He was fast. You could get a head start on it. I mean, most of the city was slumbering. They didn't know to run.
it's true.
I will say, too, it is a common tactic for grave robbers who wait and hide and attack people on the road. This may not have been planned. It may have been coincidental.
Good to know.
Is it normal for them to be of that caliber? I guess because it seemed like he was really fast and powerful. Is that a normal thing for them?
That's
Yes,
how they function.
Wow.
they're quite dangerous. An average person on the road is almost certainly dead. They run into them.
Thank you, by the way, Winifred.
Oh, of course.
That was fast.
was very
fast
close.
thinking.
I heard screaming, and I mean, we were all in darkness, and I don't know. Everything was kind of coming out of nowhere, so I figured you wouldn't scream unless you needed help. So, did he look? I don't know if you could see his face at all, or her face. I don't know who it was. Did they look surprised to see you? Did you see any sense of surprise in their face, or did they just look?
Yeah, did I notice anything, even with like body language?
You didn't see anything. Out with your one.
Yeah, they were so well covered, and I was so surprised to see something similar. I didn't really.
If that one happened to just be on the road and ran west, then we may still be in a better position. Not a good one, but a better one.
Or even if they were contracted to kill you, he might have. I mean, he fulfilled his contract. He may just have gone for his payment or whatever that was, whatever the deal was. And it may not be anything personal where he may not immediately go to Alexander and say, that you're alive. He definitely kills you the first time. So, I don't know.
There's a lot of them.
Not sure. Yeah. We don't know for sure, I guess, if he'll immediately go tell on us. I'm not saying, out of the goodness of his heart or something, but, out of, again, maybe it was more, I don't know. We may still have the element of surprise, I guess.
Zidron will walk up to you, Eleonora, just kind of stand close to you and look you in the eye. This is your child. This may be the best opportunity still, because if word does get back, you may never get another chance.
I think you're right. Her eyes are just like filled with tears. Like she just looks so like conflicted.
This time he reaches out a hand and puts it on your shoulder.
Okay. We hear sizzling. Sparks fly. Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I know this is not obviously ideal at all, but if we needed, do we know any way to bring, if a miscrack did happen, would there be any way to have Julian come with us? Like even just so he could be transferred back?
No, he can't. No one but us gets transferred. Well, everyone else is dead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, I wish, but
yeah,
it's not possible.
If things get bad, we might be better off trying to get Julian to Zidron as far away from us as possible.
If you get him to me,
it's a possibility.
I'll do everything I can to get him out to safety.
I get the idea that you're the sort of person that when you say something, you mean it.
I do not lie.
I want to try.
Let's keep moving forward.
Thank you. I look at him and then I look at everyone else too, because everyone else is like risking their lives. Yeah, but I just say thanks. Thank you.
Benetta
One day in
comes.
paradise.
Benetta's coming trotting back up to you all through the sand.
I was waiting for her.
All right, let's keep going.
I think as we start walking, Euphemia will just put her hand on Eleanor's arm and tell her quietly, one step at a time. We need to keep trying.
I give you a little half hug, like as we're walking. But I don't say anything, but she just does that.
But you guys keep traveling. Eventually, you get to like a fork in the road that goes kind of north-south. And Eleanor, you know that north path leads up towards Shadow Rock. You just turn and start going up that a little bit. This is a much more traveled road too. This one looks a little more worn. But you guys make it to that road, find camp. And we're going to take a break right there. Continue this journey to Shadow Rock after we return from our break. During the break, I'm going to run a prediction because I got channel points to throw out there into the universe. So when we come back from break, I'm going to roll a d20. If it's a 20, that's the prediction. Will it be a 20, yes or no? So I'm going to run that during the break. So you can use your channel points to vote during the break if you want to. Yes or no. Chance to potentially get a whole bunch. So Stick around. We'll be back shortly.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hello, friends. We are back, returning from our break, and ready to begin our second half of the session here. The predictions is nearly done, so you just got a second if you want to try to get in there real quick. I roll 20 right now. Do it real quick. But the party just got attacked on the road, but they journeyed onward from there and are finding camp on the main road between Shadow Rock and Arrow Run now. The kind of north-south highway here. And yeah, they're able to find camp there as they go down to rest on the 15th. I need to change the date to the 15th now. And let's roll that d20 too, while we have a moment. Will I roll 20 right now? That is a 3. I did not choose, or did not roll a 20.
See, you heard it, guys. He chose not to roll the 20.
I did
It's
not
his
choose
ability.
to roll the 20, so I did
It's
not.
his legendary action. You can choose whether it's 20.
So congratulations to everybody who picked 2. No, enjoy those points. But
Nice. Rigged.
it's always rigged. So, yeah, you guys pick up that watch. Anything you guys like to do during your watch?
I'm gonna do my thing.
You do your little aura vicinity.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Alarm.
Alarm will be cast today. Okay, let's find out.
Oh
if
yeah.
anything happens with that. That jumps up to high with the casting. All moved
Yeah.
around. It's different. No mishap.
Do we know we're going to be... How far out from the city are we still?
You could probably make it there in a day. It should be like a longish day.
Sorry.
The rest of the day.
Spell magic. City magic.
That's the plan, at least for Zydron, is he wants to make it there by the end of the next journey.
Okay.
So wash on those raisin lowers. I rolled the same number.
Nah.
And we have a chat blessing. Ah, another one for me, but I already had one, so that just goes into the mishap level.
Da-da-da-da.
All right. Cool. So anything else? Alarm. We got the special aura that Femia sends out. Anybody else want to do anything?
I think when you would draw, like try and remember every detail about this assassin and like draw him, or her, we don't know, and just like every detail from like the clothing or anything like that, just to like have a reference for like if we see them again and see if like they keep changing appearance or they keep, you know, that kind of thing. So
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of description from what you've seen, just because
Yeah.
like, they just kind of wear dark clothing to blend in. Looks like,
Yeah.
but definitely can do like a little imagery of
try.
what these creatures, these individuals that you've seen, look like.
Mhm.
Especially that one you got right in the face of. You can kind of get the green glow in the eyes, like that little deep within there,
Yeah.
the seated green light that's there.
Was it a skeleton person?
It
Or
looks
was
kind of
like- 'cause they, like-
skeletal, yeah. The figure looked
Okay,
like they were dead.
but it didn't look like the skeletons we fought before that just crumbled into dust. It looked like some sort of variation.
It looked. This looked maybe a little more kind of aware than those zombies and
Mhm.
skeletons you fought before. And
Okay.
obviously, they did some spells and had some weird glowy necromancy ability on them. But
Mm-hmm.
so they seem different. But I mean, when Zydron hit that
Okay.
one, it definitely crumbled into dust and it was gone. So
Okay. Okay. Just curious. Thank you.
I think I will go a little ways off and cast create water in some vessels. First level.
sure. I'd say Eleanor too. You would realize at this point that your skin tone is a little darker in color at this point as well. Now that the sun is up, you can see a little more clearly.
Ash just like squinting at her hands, like
Uh,
checking to see if it's dirt.
it is not dirt. And Euphemia, you get a mishap too.
All right.
It works, but mishap on the spell.
Well, it did work.
It did work.
Hey.
That is a good thing. Let me see what you get though. All right. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Okay. What is my next throw? 16.
16. What's your spell save DC?
15.
All right, you make the save.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hmm.
Does something happen?
As like water begins to pour from their hand or the air or wherever, like rains down, however you do it. There's also this little spark of fire that falls to the ground
We're waiting. Oh my god.
and then just explodes outward.
Whoops! It's a good thing I moved out of the way.
Yeah.
So 26 fire down to 13 fire damage to you as this just
Ouch.
erupts.
Whoops!
Oh my god.
In a water spell. How ironic.
Yes, exactly.
Oh gosh.
Maybe that's why you saved. Who knows? But
Maybe
Oh,
that's what
man.
helped me. Oh
yeah,
boy.
it just blows up on you.
Okay.
The little vessels, like some of them have little singe marks all over them as well.
Oh.
It's your clothing is like slightly on fire as well. Your staff is a little burned. Like anything flammable, it looks like it's starting to catch a little bit.
Your eyebrow. You feed me at your eyebrow. Save it.
Jeez.
Yeah, I rush over and like start patting her down, kind of.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Here, she just like bends down and hands you, Eleonora, one of the vessels.
Thank you.
You know, I actually heard when you have like a gap in the eyebrow, it's actually a good look in some of the kids these days. Pretty trendy. So
It'll grow back.
Sidron's just like, are
It's
you
not even
okay?
oiled by accident.
I'm fine.
What happened?
It's just a mishap again.
So you get used to it.
Better
Yeah.
here than in the middle of the fight or something, though. I'll be fine.
That's true.
I put out another ember and cast Cure Wounds at second level.
Oh,
All right, another spell.
oh
Oh
boy.
shoot! I forgot about that.
Second level
I was
spell.
just gonna wait, you know, but
I watch him and then I like back away as he's starting
Yeah.
to heal her. Like,
There's
you should.
no mishap on this one.
okay.
Yeah, because it's artificering stuff. It doesn't.
I was just gonna sleep it off, but you know, fine.
There's no mishap right here, but yes.
I think we're good. Drink this. You'll get 11 points of healing.
Okay, thank you.
yes, Zydron, I know we didn't go into too many details, but
These happen
A few
when we
months-
cast spells sometimes.
yes, we have an abnormality that we have more mishaps than normal people. It happens often. We think that's why it's
Makes me-
associated with the mishap cracks when we die as well.
Let's see.
Just like stomping out one of the little glowing embers on the ground. I just thought you might want to clean up a little bit.
No, it's very sweet. Thank you. Why is my skin darker? I think that is strange.
Oh, you noticed. Earlier mishap, actually.
Mm.
I'm guessing it's, at this point, maybe the 24-hour variety.
Could be.
That's how long my stuff was.
You were like
But just permanent,
smaller
so-
for a while though.
That is also true.
It was days. Wasn't it over a week?
Well, your
Seems a
smell,
while.
I think something had to cure it.
All right, we're
Oh,
getting
that's
very
right.
deep in the list. This was just a skin change for a short while. But it was back in the city. It wasn't long. Well, did
Sure.
last a little bit, yeah. But kind of speaking to that, if we're getting close to the city, and you see in his, he usually has like a little like janitor's type of circle of keys that he like has his own little stuff on, and like a little tinkering tool to like undo his armor. But it's kind of like magically turned it into a little bit of a painter's like thing at the end, a little. I don't know what they're called. Brush. Yeah, brush is like a skinnier brush. And he's actually like doodled different like Eleanor's in disguise.
Huh?
Actually, we had a little drama team back in the day. I was actually semi-decent at disguises and changing up makeup. So
Oh,
if
interesting.
if you like one of these looks, I can't magically change you, but I might be able to, quick glance, change your identity for a little bit.
I mean, if your skin is darker, you might already be part of the way there.
Oh, and I got like this like shoe polish. We could like dye your hair totally black, you know?
And get rid of the streak. That's pretty
just
noticeable.
temporarily go right out. Yeah.
Well, I don't
Even if
like
it's
it
dirty. We're
anyways,
coming
I
from the
don't
desert, so it looks like we're just dirty from traveling so much.
Actually, I was gonna say just wrapping our heads and cover
That's true.
probably would go a long way too.
Yes, I mean, I think that might be wise. I have thoughts if we need to sit down and plan. I don't know if it's better to do it a day out or at least I have things I need to tell you about the house and the city. If you want me to tell you now, and then, or if we want to settle down outside the city or something beforehand, but that might get attention.
It might be good to go over some of this so we have time to think about it.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that. Sure, I have papers of my own, and I like start digging into my pack, and I pull out a map, one of the city that I can remember, and one of the house. And they're very like detailed, like meticulously shaded, labeled with neat handwriting. They look very nice, very clear to understand. And she says, "Now, remember," and I'll like spread it out like so everybody can see. This is from 2 years ago, so I do not know what has changed. I'm sure that there have been changes. I wouldn't be surprised. But this is what I know so far. First, the city is smaller. It's about the size of Midrock, but different population, if that makes sense. So it's very nice and well-to-do, but it's not large. So if we go in, we will likely be noticed. Travelers do not come often since the shutter. So the first thing we need to...
Oh, sorry.
Well, the first thing we need to decide is if we stay, if we want to go into the city, or if we want to stay outside the city.
What was the reason people came into this? If travelers did come, what was their like purpose? Like, what would be a purpose that, like, if someone asked us on the fly or whatever, that we would have a excuse that wouldn't be too detectable?
Mark, can I think of any?
So there are, I mean, various people who come in for, like merchants. They would come to the city. Shipping agencies would come in to like advertise, and Shadow Rocks, those Fusor. There's a few other things that can come out of there, but I mean, Eleanor's primary is the Fusor, and it's definitely a wealthier town. So it's mostly related to the mine, though. You were like most things relate to your mine or like other people's like adventures into the mountains to get things from the mountains. Like that's primarily what goes on in Shadow Rock.
So most of it is business revolving the mind. So
It's no different than Midrock then. Have very similar. If we want to be monster hunters, we could say that, we're here for potential either protection work, or while in Midrock, we heard about some dangerous creatures underground. I wanted to come investigate to see if they are similar here. Could be a cover.
it could. The one thing that we need to remember is that, and I like just looked as I would quickly explain. In Northport, we ran into some mercenary trouble that seemed to be interested in allying with my brother. So they might have more information
On
on
all of
us, and that we are monster hunters. Things like that.
So that
So
might stand out. Yeah.
it might stand out. Although we have a member of the Grit with us, so I don't know, do your people come into cities even often, or have reasons to?
Do not go far into cities typically. You find people who are traveling who need protection, and you leave.
How long do you stay often, like if you're going to find someone that needs protection?
If there is word of someone who needs it in the near future, we'll stay until that time. If no one seems to be in need, we'll move on.
I see. So that might be a valid reason for staying. Potentially.
It could be a potential.
If we weren't going to go into the city and stay on the outside, is there a way into your place from outside?
No, unfortunately. And I like point to the map. So there's one entrance into the city. It's up against the mountain, if you see right there. So it's all nestled up against it. My house is at the far end. You're writing again. I can hear it from the.
Sorry. I'll mute myself. Sorry.
Like, what is? It sounds like almost like a dog, like panting or something. Like
Weird sound.
I also have a little felt tip marker, so it could be. It's like maybe
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know why
so
I'm picking it
nice,
up, but
yeah.
okay. So I'll mute myself.
I'll just look at Winnie as she's like moving the rocks, like tapping them together.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, sorry.
So my house is at the end of town, and half of it is built into the mountain. So that does make things a little more difficult. There's not many windows
Is there any way-
to go into, or...
It's built against the mountain. Would it be at all? It would be insane to try and maybe like climb part of the mountain and get in from like. I don't know. Is that even possible, or is that completely crazy?
Is it too high, Mark? Like too steep to do something like that?
I mean, if you want to spend a really long time trying to mine down, you could try it.
I was thinking like basically, okay, it was in like a mountain. I didn't know if it was like you could find like you could climb up like a little bit and find like a way to kind of like path around. I don't know how big this mountain is or how like
if you
but
climb up
I
in the
assume
mountains,
not.
you're going up into the mountains. But this house is built into the mountain, like it's in the mountain. It's not like it's on top of the mountains. It's within the actual mountain. So you'd have to go through stone to get even close to the house.
You don't know. I mean, obviously, you don't know about any like secret entrances or something. Obviously, because you bring that
No,
up.
we had no need at the time. But
Is there any? Sorry.
go ahead.
Is there any sort of temple or clerical area in the town?
That's actually a good question.
There
I
is a
also
temple. It's like a general temple, but it is not major. It's kind of a smaller general place.
Be taking someone back here, or trying to get to the temple area for aid from a trip, or just see if someone else needs protection from the trip, and maybe that'd be a place to set up and kind of go from there. So it's not like we're full on sneaking, but
Well, they have an
Marketing
inn
intention.
as well.
Hmm.
So we could all stay in a room at the inn if we decide we need to stay in the city.
probably being watched as well, though.
I'm sure everything is,
Everywhere we go in there.
Yeah.
especially aside when they sent in, I mentioned this a bit, but I had a friend that sent in an agent here. She was a shapeshifter, so she could change her appearance at will, and it seemed our best bet for her to get in. But eventually, I think the last contact that was had with her, she felt a shadow over her, a strange feeling. has not had sense. I know she made it in the city, though. I don't know if she made it into the house. I didn't hear that much.
Being a
Part of me says
bodyguard.
Part of me thinks that if she even like felt that when she got into the city, or then maybe we should stay outside of it and just spend the least amount of time, I guess, in the city as we can. But I don't know, maybe not.
I will tell you I do know that the city has protections from undead entering it. Outside is not protected.
Okay.
So we'd be on full guard outside, as well as in, honestly, just from different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that is very true. The assassins probably couldn't get in if we are inside the city.
Which I think inside the city, but trying to find a way that's not as close as we can to anyone else.
Yes.
I was a little
What
worried
kind
about
of
the
security?
inn.
We just would need somewhere to hide because I can turn invisible now, and I can actually turn someone else invisible. But that only lasts for an hour.
And I can, for a few hours at a time, I can be someone else, but that's maybe only 6 hours a day, unless I, break in between.
Yeah.
There's still the in-between part.
Well, let me continue, and perhaps more of a plan can be formed. How about that? So the house. It's built into the mountain, like I said. The main entrance and the courtyard are out of the mountain. It's the main part of the house with the bedrooms and the offices and the ballroom and things like that are all inside the mountain. And I point, and I think I can send you guys a map. Mark has a map he's working on, so we can probably send it in the chat at some point. You can, this week. But Julian's room is close to Alexander's room. It's all very close together. I don't know where he would be, though. He had free roam of the house, obviously, when I was there. He has a schoolroom. He has a workshop of his father that I rebuilt that he might spend time in. My room is there, unless they repurposed it. There are many places he could be. Yes.
I know this is not a fun question to ask. Will he come willingly, or will we have to take him?
It depends on what is going on. If Alexander has gotten a hold of him, he may see me as a threat. I don't know what he's been told. He may see me as a monster, just like everyone else.
Would we want to maybe reveal you after we maybe kind of get a sense of, if we have time, obviously this is if we have time or ability, but if we get a sense of how he's doing or what he's doing, do we want to maybe, I don't know, keep even you hidden from him at first, or no? It's just a thought.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Perceiva, I will say this, when I left 2 years ago, Perceiva seemed very intent on not letting him know the truth. She said that she didn't want to scar a child with the knowledge of what I had done. So he may, unless he's been told recently, he may not even know why I left. He might not know anything if Perceiva is still insistent upon shielding him. So that may be a better chance for him to want to talk to me again. Maybe. But I don't know. I don't even know if he will be all right. Mentally.
Do you think it is worth just getting some eyes on him for a while, if it's possible to get in and seeing, or should we just, do we only have one chance? I mean, it's so hard to know.
That's, well, here, let me continue. And then maybe, I think your question might be answered. So, there is, when it comes to the house, there is a aura of, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a spell that essentially makes it so that you can't teleport in. So what you do, Euphemia, you cannot do that in there.
The Misty
It also,
Yeah.
yes, it also prohibits divination and that sort of thing. It's been around since the house was built. So that is an aura that surrounds the house. I can get rid of magic, but I don't know if that would do much. But just know I can get rid of magical effects now.
And wouldn't they be able to tell potentially that it's been tampered with? That might be a problem.
Would I know if they'd know the second I got rid of it, or would it be like this is gone?
There may be things that could change if the spell goes down, which could make people aware.
Okay. So it might be interconnected. That one might not be the best one to get rid of, but
yeah,
other magical effects perhaps might help. Along with that, most of the main doors in the house have arcane locks to them, which means either they're designated by a person that can enter or a password. When I lived there, it was a password. So you'd have to find out what the password is in order to get in, or be able to sneak in with someone that's already walking into the door. But the main doors into the main part of the house are like that, as well as individual rooms.
Oh.
So it may be rather difficult to solo go in, potentially, unless there was a plan. But scouting might be good, because if Alexander's in the house and we're running around in there, the house is small enough he will know. So we likely need to do it when he's distracted at the mine, which, from what I remember, he was there often.
How often does the house get, like, cleaned or serviced or whatever? Like, how often are people from outside coming in and doing things around it?
I mean, people come and go often. Julian had tutors. We had cook, cleaners. None of them live at the house, except for Perceiva. She lived in Alexander's room.
Oh.
I know it. But...
Scandal.
Yes, but other than that, staff do not live at the house. They will travel in. Unless they are guest. Like, some of Julian's tutors would be from another city, and they would stay in a guest room that we had for them. For the duration of his class.
We pretend to be...
Is there access to the mines directly from your house? Or would
Yes.
Alexander need to travel through the city?
No, there's a way to get to the mines from the house.
Yeah. That's gonna make things hard.
It's still a trek. What would you say? How long would you say it takes to get from the mines to the house?
From where you remember his room being, or his office being, he could probably get there easily within a minute or two.
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah, it's really close.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we have to get into the house to know if he's leaving. Kind of is what I wonder.
I see.
Or is there a way to see from outside?
I do not know. Oh, I mean, there's an outside entrance to the mines too, right?
There's two entrances, or there's the main one from the city,
And then there's
there's the one
house.
that would be in the house.
Is the
I guess
one
when I'm
from
in-
the house? Oh, I just really fast. Is the one from the house? Does that go into the mine, or does it go to an outer part, like it almost
That's what I
connects with
was
the
gonna
main
say.
entrance? Yeah,
It's definitely
Probably.
closer to the main entrance than going into the mine. From where we're
Okay.
connected to.
So it almost like dumps out in the same place.
Sort of, yeah.
The entrance is it in the house? The entrance to the mine? like because half the house is in the mountain? That's kind of what I was picturing. Or does he like cross the courtyard to get to it?
It's from
There's like
the mountain into the mine.
yes.
Yeah.
So essentially, at the end of the house is Alexander's office
Okay.
and Arthur's workshop, and there's a doorway right there that leads directly into the mountain to the mine.
Yeah. So we have to get in the house or the mine to know where he is.
Yes.
Would it be worth it to sneak into the mine and get into the house that way?
That could be another way.
Would the mine be less
So-
guarded than the house?
So the house and the mine is guarded.
Yeah.
Regular
just gotta go
rotation.
through 2 lines of guards just to get to the same place.
Yes, it would be. There's not many guards in the house itself. It's on the outside of the house. At least from what I remember. Again, I don't know what could have changed. But I did notice that Alexander was ramping up security at the mines before I left. Although, if he's feeling more
Sure.
secure, maybe he has not increased it. I'm not sure.
How hard is it to get a job at the mines? Like, you know, if one of us like went in and was trying to like look for work or something, is that like common, or is that something that people could do, or would there be any legitimate reason for an outsider to be in there? Like, you know,
That's a question for Mark.
So I mean, there definitely could be people who could get hired. There would likely be an interview process, so it depends on how close you want to get to certain things. But yeah,
That's true. Alexander can interview you.
and he runs a background check. He's like, like, oh, we have to wait in the background.
Yes. So I think, you know, especially if Alexander is controlling people, potentially, he might want a personal hand if you have someone posing to want to work in the mine or as a guard.
Sure.
Perceiver is the head of security
Okay.
and Alexander's bodyguard. She also has committed to watching out for Julian for me, and at the time gave her word she would keep him away from Alexander. So I am somewhat convinced that she's being affected by whatever it is that Alexander is doing to the people, especially with her close proximity to him. I have a spell that might be able to clear that up if it's memory modification or some sort of thing like that. So if we run into her, she could potentially turn into an ally instead of an enemy. But I don't actually know that for sure. It's just a suspicion.
And you would have to get in to her.
I would
or
have to be
one
able
of
to
us
be
draw her
to touch
out,
her.
I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, just kind of curious. So, she's like his like right hand go-to person. Like, does she help run the mine, or is she more like
She manages security.
bodyguard security? Okay.
And is bodyguard, yes.
And you did say earlier they share the house, right?
Yes.
Are they like together?
Yes.
Wow. See, okay. Kendra and I never actually got the chance. Rules wouldn't let us move in together either, so totally
I
get
see.
it. You know, that happens. Another story for
Yes.
another time. But were they together then before you left, or is this after? Like, I got rewarded for what I did.
They were together before the shudder. They have been together for a very long time, which is why I've always been a little scandalized that they haven't gotten married yet. But they were together before Alexander started acting strangely.
Oh.
Would she be so? I mean, even if we did make her mind better, would she be too quick to like betray him? I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
It
that's
I mean, if he's like,
If she has been affected, like let's say that my suspicion is completely true and I cast curse, remove curse on her, and everything comes back and her mind is righted. I think that if she realized that something was wrong with the person she has committed to, she would do everything in her power to set that to right.
Sure.
I don't think she would still side with the monster that's not even the person that she's committed to.
Sure.
Zydron will speak up and just say, I think someone's possessing her.
Oh,
About to ask.
What if possession's like not one event that like what if it's a slow takeover of your mind? Like so the more time you have with it, the more it would be like
I was also
You know.
wondering too, what if your brother's not ground zero and she's ground zero? Is she almost someone we want to avoid too?
did I notice anything weird with Perceiva, like I did with Alexander? Of like personality shifts or like
Probably nothing besides turning a blind eye to what he was doing and not really seeming bothered by it.
okay.
Probably nothing beyond that, though.
I don't know if she was possessed, but I'll say this. The night that it all came to pass, I was trying to convince her to side with me. And I was telling her about, you don't notice how she's treating the workers, or he's treating the workers, you don't notice how he's talking to himself. You know, I listed all of the things. She seemed to not even know what I was talking about. Like, she was not aware remotely. And so she might have been lying if she was possessed. Or she might have been, her memory had been tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
She also seemed to justify his strange new powers that he had been able to obtain by telling me he needs to learn how to defend himself from situations like this, is the way she worded it. So she knew on some level that he had these abilities, but it seemed justified to her. Perfectly reasonable. And
You
also
don't
perfectly
think-
reasonable that it was hidden from me.
Charmed, even.
Or like I don't mean to
Maybe
be like
charmed.
I don't know how close you were with her, but like is it possible that she was doing something to Alexander like on purpose and that's why she seemed whether she was lying or was not expecting it to go badly or something, I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Unless something changed her, like
Mhm.
obsession. I don't know why she would. I mean, she had served my family faithfully for years. We were friends. She cared for Julian. She's been with our family for years and years. She was almost a part of the family in a lot of ways. Especially after her relationship with Alexander. But, I mean, possession might... Is there a way to stop possession? I don't even know that.
You've been able to stop it in me once in a while.
That is true.
For a short time.
Well,
That's true.
aiding your own ability to fight it off, though. If these possessions been settled in for so long, I don't know how helpful that's going to be or how permanent, or not permanent, but more complex possession is. It's no different than the curses we've been trying to save. If it's too complex, it might be above this. We won't know until we try, but you got to be ready for everything.
I think if it's memory modification, I think this is the spell to fix it. If it is something else, then I'm not sure.
Just want to make sure it's worth the risk of hoping that it's memory modification instead of coming into someone that could be just as strong as your brother.
I realize that. I don't know if there's a way to... Like, if we run into her, I want to
We do
try
get
it
her
because I
on our
want to
side,
know.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to know if it's not memory modification, I have to stop thinking in this line and go in
Yeah.
another direction.
Rule it out.
Yes. But I don't want to seek her out either, if that's what you're thinking. So,
What about trying it on someone Last, like a guard that we find or something. Using that to get in, if it works.
We could. I think the longer we stay there, and the more people we mess around with, the less of a chance we have to get Julian out.
Sure.
And can you cast
So-
it on him without them knowing?
Yeah.
No. I mean, they would be alerted. You have to touch them. So it would probably be a big scene. I mean, you'd have to hold, someone would probably have to hold him down or
That's kidnap them.
whatever. I mean, it would.
You couldn't turn invisible and then go cast it on them.
Unfortunately, when you're invisible, as soon as you make a move to attack, you become visible again. There's also just a quick rundown of the creature that has possessed my brother. His powers, all that I know, which I don't know much, but the thing I said about Nova, of that shadow,
Yeah.
he might be able to scry, because it seemed that he was finding us, or had enough agents to get a read on us. I'm not sure. Alexander had no powers to speak of before this. But suddenly, psychic abilities can levitate people into the air, throw them about the room, and he can kill someone with a glance, almost, it seems. Get in their head.
That's a fun one.
That is how he almost killed me, which is why I don't know if we're ready. And that's how he killed the monster hunter I sent after to fix it.
Yeah.
And again, that monster hunter was experienced, and it did not take him long.
Not that, again, this is, we want to be optimistic, but if for whatever reason it looks like we run into, let's say, God forbid, him or like someone else, would they, if we told them basically like about the mishap crack, or let's say that assassin did actually report back to him, he could actually confirm that, or he would have told a story about what happened in Heaven's Reach when he killed you, then would we be able to sort of at least buy ourselves some time with being kidnapped? Not that or not kidnapped, but taken. Not that would be, again, a good thing, but would he at least be reasoned with, you think, in that way where he'd understand that he can't kill us?
I don't know. It was
Okay.
a thought of mine, though, is if we're cornered and it's looking bad, to essentially, I mean, we are like a bomb. If he kills us, his whole operation could be in jeopardy. So,
Any one of us, even.
any one of us. We can pretend Zydron is also in on it, so he doesn't kill Zydron.
Yeah. Again, not that it's a first option, but sort of a last resort if we needed
Right.
to bargain. We could at least bargain with time, I guess. But
I also don't know if he is able to employ or sway Nova.
Yeah.
I do not know what shape she could be in. She could
Yeah.
be Julian if he's ready for us. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
I was thinking about asking Idgen if there was some distinguishing
Feature.
feature of her or item she had on her or something to be able to tell. But
it'd be a good idea to at least ask, but where would they
as-
hold if they did? Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
If they were holding her, where would they keep her, you think, Nova?
I'm not sure, but at least from when I was at the house, all appearances, is very normal still. I think he has to keep that up, especially when talk to that Scott, that agent. Things
Sure.
seemed normal. Who knows? I mean, I don't really know, but the mine is where there are prisoners already that I saw.
Right.
they keep them down there. So he might have just had, like, now she's forced to work in the mine, unless he was able to change her and work for him somehow. So those are my two options that I see, unless he decided to kill her, which also could have been the case.
If she's a shapeshifter, should she be hiding somewhere? Like, yeah, hiding, I guess. Like, how she doesn't have any limit on that, I guess, right? The shapeshifting.
I don't believe so. He said she was special.
I'm curious why she wouldn't be able to respond back to Igden, though.
I mean, yes, I think something bad happened to her.
Well, it was your house. What would your, if you're making a plan, what would you think is the wisest option?
I'm not sure. I mean, it might be good if we can all maybe say what we can do to think about what our options are for even a plan, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I now can be invisible. I can have another person be invisible too. I can dispel magical effects. Removing curse is another one that might be useful for this. Detect magic, I think, would be useful, because then we would know what effects are on what. I also have a spell that can make things look like a note. Like, so if I write a note and one thing could say the true meaning and it's designated to whoever I want it to be, and the rest it looks normal. Now it will ping for a magical effect, but it could be useful depending on circumstances. Also identify.
Well,
So.
I can't do too much, but I mean, I can punch things, and I also I can heal being blinded, deaf, and poisoned stunts. I can like heal and also just stop some, not effects like mind control or anything, but at least something if someone was stunned or poisoned. But
and you don't set off mishaps.
I don't. And none of my effects are none of my stuff is magical either. So anything, I wouldn't be detected in that way, I guess, either. Do our marks go off with detect magic or no?
No.
Our tattoos? Okay.
Bracers do, though.
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't really know if I can do anything else. I'm not the worst at sneaking, though. I'm not great at it, but I'm not the worst at it either.
All right.
My personal opinion is that we try and hide out in the open by pretending to be merchants or horde hunters or just travelers. Something that makes sense. It's not going to attract too much attention. But then when we're ready to go in, we can test things like invisibility, because if we try and start off with that and they got any sort of detection system up, which most cities do, then we're going to be out right in the beginning, having to answer why we have people invisible. I think if we try and get in and then use that to scout, might be a better bet, like you said.
Would there be anything that your brother would be interested? Like, were there ever merchants or people who came to the house to like, would there be anything that we could do basically to get in, at least to the front courtyard area that would be, again, legitimate, like selling something or like, you know, trading something, or we could even pretend to be interested in, like, I don't know, buying some fuse ore for something. But then we might have to talk to Alexander himself, so I don't want to do that either.
That's the problem, and the problem is
Yeah.
I'm usually one that does the talking, and you all aren't the best at lying. No offense. So I don't know if that one would work if I cannot be a part of it.
Yeah, I think if
Well, I
I
guess-
got the gist of things, I can hold stuff down.
Mm.
As long as I
I
have
guess-
a game action of what to say.
Depends.
'Cause really
I
we
don't
have
know if
two
this
options.
crowd.
That's true. Also, should you try and do a different accent or something? Or should you try and like not speak at all? Because we voice clock you immediately as you or as a high ranking family around here or something.
I think my appearance in general will.
Okay.
So
Even if you look real dirty or like really,
I mean, look at my eyes. That's pretty visible.
Could you pretend to be blind and have like and look down and have a hood or something?
I could try.
We could pretend that you were like.
What is about the other three? I haven't heard about what you can do, so we can think of some ideas.
That's true.
With abilities.
I can disguise myself. Make you guys run faster. Kind of it. The rest of it's combat or cure wounds. I have the detect magic as well.
Which
Featherfall.
might be helpful.
I hit things hard. Have some ability to compel people to do things against their will.
How so?
Like, come fight me, or drop your weapon, or something like that.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
Have a little bit of
I
temporary control over people in combat.
That is useful. Anything else?
I forgot to say, I also can fall a pretty high distance. So if I need to jump out something, or if we need someone to go in and jump out a window or something like that, I can fall a lot.
Sure. That's good to know.
How'd you figure that one out?
I fell real hard and kind of found a way to.
Didn't hurt as bad.
I can kind of like cats do the whole thing with it. I can do that.
Nice. That's cool. Imagining when he just wait, that didn't hurt. Just more and more like.
Why am I slow myself down?
If anybody's close to me too, I can protect you a little bit from harmful effects potentially.
Oh. Alright.
You have to be pretty close to me though.
That's good to know.
I'm a lot stealthier now that I'm not the heavy armor.
You're stealthier now?
Yeah, much more.
Euphemia?
Well, I mean, I can detect and dispel magic. I can do a lot of different animals to sneak in. I can be sneaky and make anyone near me sneaky. I can also, I don't know if this is helpful at all, but I can stand. I can disappear inside of a rock for a while.
Cool.
I can't really move in it, and I can't hear well, but I can wait a long time. But I think magic would.
The whole house is made out of stone, so that
I mean,
might actually
Pretty cool.
be useful.
It's limited, but it could work, potentially, if I needed to wait someone out.
Man, I miss rope trick right now. I loved rope trick.
I mean, otherwise, it's a lot of healing. You know, that sort of thing.
So I guess we have to decide if we're going to if we're going to try and get into the house in some like legitimate way, or if we're just going to sneak right away. There's pros and cons to both, I guess, and I don't really know if one would be more practical than the other. But
do you have any pets in your house?
That's a good question. Do I?
No.
I don't feel like we're pet
You are
people.
not a pet family.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Well, otherwise I can see
Unfortunately,
They
through
love
these eyes
rats.
if they're in the house, but I'd have to be able to touch it.
Oh,
Could
I
you be like
see.
a bug or something? Well, I guess, yeah, that could potentially be clocked as a person, though. Could you
I
be
mean,
a bug or something and fly around?
I can't fly. I can do a lot of other animals. It's just they'll be detected by magic if that's something that's gonna trip the wire.
Still do our Euphemia spider traveling on my shoulder trick that we haven't done again after the first turn. That was a failure.
Didn't work very well the first time. I don't know.
No. Still a good idea, though. I liked it.
I will admit I am not. I'm not much of a planner. I mean, this is still so new to me. That's why I was bringing this to you. I didn't know if you all had any ideas. I have the information, but I don't know about the experience. I think maybe the best bet would be if we could even get a read on what some of the passwords in the doors are. Or is Alexander at the mine and we can get in and get out? How to do something without raising an alarm so that Alexander would come.
Are people in the mines at night?
As far as I know, they don't get a break anymore.
Because basically, if we snuck into the mine and like hid out there for a while, obviously that'd be dangerous. But if we found a place to hide, I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know how big this mine is. And then waited until Alexander came into the mine and then snuck into his entrance and got into the house that way. I don't know if that would even be, or that's way too risky, too much. I just, I don't know.
In both scenarios, we're going to be needing to sneak past guards and different things like that.
Right.
Yes.
Which I can help us with, but
Yes.
not if there's magic tripwires everywhere.
Although, yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, because if we're able to get into the mine portion, then you can just kind of waltz right into the house. I think you would still need a password, though, for the lock, or I could potentially try to dispel the magic of it as well.
Would it go be a tiny spider on a wall for a while and listen for passwords if it has to be spoken?
That
Could
be.
you, if we found out where some of the staff lived or something, like someone to come in and whatever, could you like be a bug and like catch on to something, like be on, or like a rat, like even like a flea or something, be on somebody and then just listen to the passwords they say throughout the day? Or I don't know, I'm not sure if that's a practical
I can
idea
only
or not,
be an animal for 3 hours at a time, and then I have to reset. So it would be,
Not about getting there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would move very slow.
Yeah.
But So I think the questions we need to answer or think about: are we staying in the city or are we staying outside? If we're in the city and if we have to split up for a bit or whatever, it is easier to run to aid. I do worry if we stay outside the city and we're trying to scout out or something. I do have another option. I have my book that I can talk to whoever signs it repeatedly, however long that needs to be. Like an active communication.
True.
I don't like this option as much, but if I can get Julian to sign it, then I could talk to him that way as well.
Maybe coerce him back into believing you.
I mean,
Hopefully
would you
Kelvin
want to be the
convince.
one to get in there to him to convince him to sign it, or would one of us need to make some sort of convincing? argument. That's the tricky part.
I mean, it might. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it might be easy. Like, I think the faster we do it, the better of a chance we have. I think the more we linger, and I think that might spell our danger, especially because then we will need to get out of the city and be in the desert again. I mean, then it's traveling and potential pursuers.
Yeah.
Do you want me with you, or to be nearby as a possible unassociated escape, or would you prefer I was
Handoff.
with you?
What
If
do
you
you
would.
mean by that?
If something
Like if we get
happens, I could potentially be an outside.
I want to meet you
Person.
somewhere if things happen.
You can tell your son to find me, or if you are in trouble, you can get to me, and I can work on getting you out.
Or even we could, like, if we did have Julian, we could pass him off to you, and we go different like we meet up later. So that way, if they're following,
Decoy. A decoy,
Yeah.
even.
Yep.
Because if something happens to us and Julian's far away, that's a lot less concerning. Might even be better, because they might not know where he went.
I think it's probably good to have someone on the outside, but it also does scare me not to have all the manpower going in there. But could we maybe write your name in the book, and then if you need to come in and help us, not that you could easily, but get in easily, but just a way to communicate, maybe.
That is what you think would be best.
Actually, maybe I should check with Zydron. I have a friend that might be able to hide him. She said she was preparing things. She's in Heaven's Reach currently, but I don't know where she was, if we were going to meet somewhere, but maybe that should be established just in case as well.
That would be good.
In case something does happen and you need to take him. If you would be willing.
See what I can do.
Do you want me to check now? I can.
If you want to.
I'll just take out my book and write to Heidi.
Kind of watches you as you write this in your book.
Yeah. I'm more almost like testing his reaction, honestly.
Yeah, that's great.
He definitely eyes your book when you pull it out. But yeah, go ahead and write your thing to Heidi.
I'll say, Heidi, we're getting near to Shatter Rock. Do you have a meeting point once we get Julian?
You see written back, let me know when you're close, and I'll tell you where to go.
Interesting. I'll also write to her. Just wanted to let you know, the people that tried to assassinate me in Heaven's Reach, they are here. There's a connection, so watch yourself.
I'll be careful.
I'll just write a message to describe what they look like too.
Okay.
Just so she can like watch out for them. They're called the grave robbers.
Interesting. I've heard of those.
What have you heard?
They're killers.
Have they been in Heaven's Reach for long? Do you know?
I thought they were in the desert, primarily.
They seem to have branched out. I write, and I'll say, I'll let you know. We'll be in Shadow Rock tomorrow.
All right.
So then I look up at the others and I say, she'll let us know a meeting point once we're close.
Okay. I can also, sometimes I can tell if things are warded or, you know, trapped that way. Your alarm spell, that kind of thing.
Wait, can you say it again? Sorry.
Sometimes I can tell if things are warded or
Oh.
guarded with magical means or, you know, not magical. Too. I feel like detect magic might be a little more useful in that regard, but it would just depend how close we wanted to get.
Yeah, I feel like we don't know enough right now to like. I feel like we should stay in the city just from what you said of the undead, and also being able to kind of see what. Because honestly, we could get there and it could be so heavily guarded and be impossible to even, you know what I mean? Like we'd have to find another way in besides like the main entrance. So like, or it could be again, he could be very confident that nothing's gonna happen. It could be look way easier to get into than we think. So as of right now, I guess our plan could just be to kind of scout and see what stay in the city, try to be merchants or whatever, traveling or something, and then at least just see what we're working with. Or even the vibe of the town, you could try and ask people. Not we have to be very careful about how we ask, but try and see.
If there is a viable perimeter that we think would be safe around the house, I could go do some scouting as an animal and see what magic flares up. Hopefully without alarming anything, and then at least we would know what our margin is, or if I could maybe get closer.
Really? Sounds like we're all in kind of agreement. Sounds like we want to get in, hopefully relaxingly, find a spot to hole up in, or maybe an inn, even be just relaxing at after a trip, and allow maybe invisibility in a wild shape, do some scouting.
We might have to.
Because you said even the whole city
okay.
might be influenced by this, right? You're not sure?
I'm not sure. Or that he could be keeping up such a good front that it does seem perfectly legitimate.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
The good thing is you would know, though. You'd know something felt much different than it did before. So,
I would sense a difference. Yes.
Yeah. So that's positive.
Here's a question out of character. When Eleonora does her messaging, do we have to respond whispering, or can it be just mentally?
The message cantrip is a whisper.
Her thing. No,
mine is sending.
The sending
Which
thing
is
is
the
mentally.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I can do that in Wild Shape. Otherwise, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Hold up.
It lasts an hour, but technically I don't have to cast invisibility on myself. I could cast it on 2 others.
Yeah.
Be somewhere safe to hold concentration. So that is also an option. It's not my favorite, but just so you know, it's an option.
Sure.
But, is that the first step, I guess, is we get into the city, get an inn or something, and try and scout out how we can.
I think we need a perimeter so we know of the house where any kind of alarm might start or
How uptight
Boarding,
the guards
but-
are in the city. Yeah.
Or if everyone
like,
seems weird and brainwashed, then we'll know that, you know, or again, or if it seems like things are lax and sloppy in one area, we could always try and exploit that as like a way in. I don't think we know enough yet to make a solid plan.
And hopefully get some earshot news of potentially where Nova could be.
Yes, I don't
Yeah,
want to leave her if we... But I don't know. I don't know how fast we're going to have to go in and go out.
well, and if we know how much security there is, it's a possibility I could go in there for a while and maybe just listen.
Also, I don't know if this is anything, but would there be anything that would draw Alexander out of the house or out of the, like, would there be any sort of bait, I guess, that he would take that would like make him, besides at the mine, like would there be anywhere that he would be concentrate, you know, anything that would draw him out, I guess, besides you?
Started
Me?
a diversion in the mine. I don't know.
Yeah, could we do something to the mine to make it chaos? Not that we'd want to hurt anyone, but we could.
I mean,
know.
he is focused on the mine, so
Yeah.
any danger or intrusion
I
towards
can
the
do a
mine
fair
would
bit of
be-
damage that way as well.
There are many workers in there, though, and it's a mine.
That's the problem.
So
Would they be loyal to him though? If they found an opportunity to escape,
I
would
think
they?
that they're prisoners. They're
Yeah.
prisoners.
Well, that's the thing. If we found enough, like, if we were able to free some of them, could we have them on, like, again, causing chaos in there, but at least escaping, and then it'd be enough to make him pay attention to that. Not that, again, I don't want anyone to get hurt, but also, I mean, it might be a good thing for them too to like be able to get out and cause a distraction.
Yeah, potentially.
Not that we want
That-
to. If maybe
that would
splitting up would be
require. That would require
Yeah.
splitting up, though, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
if someone is cornered or something by him, then it's over.
Right.
unless again he can be reasoned with to take us prisoner, or we could offer if you obviously you wouldn't be in the mine. If like let's say me and Euphemia or something were in the mine, and we said we knew where you were, I don't know if it would buy us enough time to be able to at least get kidnapped or get you guys out.
Then we'd
and
have to come rescue you. I mean, it would be a
That's
cycle,
true.
but I mean, that's not. That's not
Well, you
ideal.
wouldn't have to. I mean, you wouldn't have to.
Oh no, but
I don't know.
let's not throw ourselves into dangerous situations that have no
But eventually
hope of
he
coming
would
back
get
out.
bored and probably kill us. And that
That's
would
true.
be
That's
bad.
true. And then we're in the same situation. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think maybe causing a distraction somewhere else to draw him out or draw his attention elsewhere may be the best,
Possible.
maybe a good option.
I mean, kind of keeping this as a last minute resort, I can make myself look like Eleonora.
I thought that too, where you could be spotted somewhere and then hide,
him.
I guess. Yeah. But you'd have to make sure that you hid well, because if he found you again, we're in the same thing. It's
Well, worth a shot if we can get Julian out.
do we have any way to time, like, I don't know.
We
Like,
just
do we have a
to meet
spell
up
we could do
somewhere.
sort of, yeah, remotely, I guess, not that, or like a spell that would like, I don't know how it would work. Just trying to think of a way we could all, we not split up, but also again cause chaos elsewhere and have time to.
I think the one, I'm not shooting down these ideas at all, so please do not mistake me for doing that. But the one thing I think we need to remember is if any one of us dies, Shadow
Right.
Rock is lost. So
Right.
we cannot risk ourselves needlessly to back ourselves in a corner so that he gets angry and then kills one of you and then it's over. So we need to be very wise about keeping us alive as well as getting Julian
Yeah.
out.
No sacrifices.
What if
No sacrifices.
yeah.
That's not allowed this time around. I will not stand for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
if
Yes,
if
Bob.
we were to cause a diversion without hurting anything or anyone? I haven't used this in quite some time, but sometimes I can, like, you can write in the sky a message to taunt Alex and get him out. Something only he would recognize from you, maybe? It's enough of a distraction.
A meeting spot you used to go to, Amy?
Interesting.
It wouldn't hurt
He's gonna know
anyone,
we're there. It's just a
but it
matter
would
of time, you know. So it could
definitely,
be-
it would definitely puzzle him.
You tell someone to meet outside the doors of the tavern at noon and you're somewhere else, you know.
I mean, he's gonna suspect it's a trap, but it might send him on a wild goose chase.
His eyes would be elsewhere, yeah.
Potentially.
I'd have to hold concentration for a bit, but we could just do it long enough that he sees it.
Couple that with a few rumors of people that actually do see Eleonora. And then we run in to check out the house. I got a lot of people going the other direction, if we can.
The only thing is that if he suspects I am involved, he will know I want Julian. That has been very clear. So my worry would be he would not go
XP
trying
right
to find
there.
me. He would go immediately to Julian. So
There's something else we could draw him out with, though. Some kind of.
Can't you summon a
phrase
bunch
or-
of wild animals or something?
I mean, I
Run them through
can.
the city? I don't know.
Again, if we even if we did
The
something to
problem
distract,
is-
we could.
I don't know what animals they'll be when they show up, so
Sure.
could be a bunch of mice or something. It
Bunch
might
of-
not be very useful.
But even that. But if we cause some distraction somewhere, we could always, two of us could cause the distraction, like two people could be waiting for an opportune time to enter the house. Then whoever's causing the distraction could be with them, Eleonora, and then turn invisible and then sneak in like around, like let the distraction be what's drawing people out, and then come in behind the team that went in first. But I don't know. I don't want to separate us too much. But if we were only separated by like a few minutes, and could run to catch up with each other, I don't know if that'd be worth it. But at least then we could be invisible and get out while the distraction's happening over there, and we could all be together in the house.
I mean, I can definitely disappear after I cast a spell to most eyes if I want to and wait it out.
And there's a pretty
circle
strong
around.
possibility there could be some sort of horrible mishap that just happens on its own. That's a big enough distraction as this. Like that explosion that happened. If we did that somewhere in the mine, I feel like that'd be definitely something that people would be alerted to. But not that we'd want that. We can't control that at all. But doing it elsewhere could be
Or
helpful.
in the city somewhere. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the mine, but I
Yeah.
think the mine might be a good option if we could get close enough, which I could get close enough, probably, unless there's too many magic wards.
Yes, I maybe it would be good to think about all of the options.
Okay.
And see what it is. I still wonder if quick and quiet is the best way to do this.
Sure.
I think distracting him is a good idea. Again, I don't want to shoot it down.
We don't have to. It's a little less messy.
Yes.
I also,
Again,
think,
that's sort of a last resort, I guess, with my thing. But
Yeah.
I also think we have two really good plans in a ready-to-go chamber of let's see what we're dealing with. And we can a lot more quickly, get into something
Mm-hmm.
because we know kind of a framework rather than
blindly
we're more
fix
prepared going
them.
in blind, but we also need to have room for reacting.
Right.
Even if we can find out some passwords or
Yeah.
have someone be able to open it from the inside or anything like that.
Right.
I mean, we can much more quickly deal with the situation, potentially. I'm not stealthy, though. So,
Well, I can make you stealthy if you come with me.
true.
So you also said Shadowrun's very kind of like high classy, bougie, yeah?
Bougie.
Okay, yeah.
It's well-to-do, yes.
Well to do, yes, of course. So, well to do, you know, places like that, you got to make your money. There's probably a lot of inspectors and like with the mines, you know, people's safety
Oh boy.
things. Gonna like rise inspection of like the house
Oh,
or
boy.
something.
I don't think we have the authority for that.
It also sounds like he
Uh,
runs a mine full of prisoners and people who don't. So I don't know if inspections or his or safety.
Again,
is his,
that would be
top
meeting with
priority.
Alexander himself again. Any of those plans lead
All right.
directly to Alexander, unfortunately.
I'm just saying, dealing with the guards, just something to be local that they'd recognize enough. If
He'd
we
be
had
there
to
in
mess
a
with them.
heartbeat
Right.
if someone was claiming any sort of authority on his mind, though.
Yeah, it's a good distraction, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can would
Well,
drown him out, if we, but same
So-
problem.
You got to get out of there quick. I'm just saying, just a potential.
Probably less direct ways to distract him, I would think.
Well,
I agree.
wait.
Or not.
One thing, though. I think that man we met with, Scott, might be working with him.
With
That
the what?
horde
With the what?
man. That horde man.
So,
With the what? What does he look like?
well, he was working with him on
He's a
the
warfight.
other timeline.
Yes.
I don't know if he is
He might not
here.
be here.
That's the thing.
But I don't know. I'm sorry I don't have more of a plan. I'm sorry I'm not.
I think we have a little bit of a plan. I don't know.
And
that
hey,
we can plan
we've really
anymore
even
till
we
we
go
know
with a
more.
plan.
Yeah.
We've gone with plans that's gone horribly wrong, so I don't really know if I think we just kind of have to roll with whatever happens, and we're when we get there, and it'll be okay. I hope. I think. I'm sure.
You got this.
Zydron, do you have any thoughts? I don't know how many types of things like this you've done as opposed to just protection in the desert.
I don't usually try to get into places. My business is more keeping people out and hitting things real hard. I don't like them.
Which makes sense.
But that could be good perspective. If you're used to keeping people out, then you can always, if we look at the place, you can see where you would think would be the worst place for us to enter. But you know what I mean? Like it could be helpful. So
I would say the quieter it is done is most likely the better. If you draw too much attention,
Yeah.
I feel like whatever is most guarded will become impenetrable at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the mine, we shouldn't even touch it for now
Oh, for
Okay.
sure.
and try and go in through the house instead.
Yeah.
I mean, you might even be able to catch Julian out in the courtyard or
Mm-hmm.
That's
anything
true.
like that, potentially.
Sure. So I should probably be ready to at least sense some magic. I would think.
And, you know, like I
Only
said,
now.
invisibility, we could use some of that to scout out first.
Mhm.
Is if we go at Zydron, if we go into the city and we pretend to be, I know we don't look like anyone from the grit. Is there a way we could look like people from the grit?
I do not disguise this for you.
Or maybe we hired you and you're waiting for a couple other customers or something like that? Do you think that's viable?
If you want me to be associated with you, I can come and be your escort into the city.
Oh, right, but you were saying
Otherwise, we should
someone unrelated.
maybe separate.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Because there would likely be some who see me with you if I escort you into the city.
Correct.
Right.
That may not be good. I like the idea of you staying Oh wait, in case
associated.
Julia needs to be removed.
Yes.
Well, if
Or
we can
someone
get
to
a-
come in if we need it.
If we can get a room at the tavern without being caught, that's a great first step and a great meeting place to
Agreed.
send Julian to if he has to go out with Zydron later. To be able to communicate with him. So we have our backup option.
And you would be nearby if we did run into trouble? Is that what you were saying?
I can try to be close to the home.
All right. And then you have a list of disguises for me. Do you think they're adequate? And can I look? Do they look like they'd actually work? As I'm like looking at this.
I mean,
I'm asking mechanically.
yeah. I mean, Mark, he can do the tools. He's lacking on disguise kit, obviously, but I do have a little bit of like performance and stuff like that. That I think I forget where he gets it from. I think it's from his background a little bit.
Oh, your cat standing behind you, staring.
I know. I don't know why
mean-
she's just sitting there. She's just a little statue.
Performance would be more your thing.
Creepy.
It'd be for you to
Yeah.
take up a role. That wouldn't be
Right,
for
right.
Eleonora. But,
Like his idea is just helping her do her makeup different and kind of setting her up just to maybe.
certainly give that an effort if you'd like to.
I do have like a headscarf, like a deserty headscarf I could like cover my face with too. Like a traveler. But also, I mean, I could just enter the city invisible, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That might be actually
Yep.
safest, to be honest.
Well, unless they have anything to detect that as soon as we walk in or dispel it, and then right off the bat we're caught.
That's
The only
true.
thing in a disguise, if it's done well, might be safer.
More
Is
practical, I
that-
suppose.
A normal thing, Mark?
For magical defenses,
Yeah. Like to enter a city, I mean. Like just the city gates.
it depends on how guarded the city is. I mean,
Okay.
you haven't been to Shadowrock in a couple of years.
Yeah, true.
But, I mean, normally people can just come and go.
Hmm.
It's still watched, obviously, but it's not necessarily going to be like people are going to search your bags, cast a spell magic on you, all that stuff. For every person coming in, from your memory of it,
Mhm.
at least.
From my memory, yeah.
I'm only speaking to any Wizarding Academy courtyard
course.
I've ever walked in and gotten kicked right off of. If they have anything like that in Shadowrock, or
Yes.
even if he'd mimic that based on his higher sense of security.
Right.
It's just a possibility.
No, I think it's a valid thing, a valid concern to bring up.
I just think sometimes hiding in the open is sometimes harder to see than magic, especially the way we cast it sometimes.
Well, the other
That's
thing I was
true.
thinking, if there are descriptions out of all of us,
Right.
that is another concern.
It may not matter
So,
if you're
the-
hidden, if we are all out in the open, yeah.
Right. So you might need to do that for yourself as well, Davril, if you had thoughts.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking of actually still casting magic on me, but it can still be found just the same as your invisibility, but it's a lot easier to explain than someone just showing up. I just literally say, oh, I'm trying to hide the cold thing because people get freaked out, and that's like trying to make it a normal thing.
I
Still
see.
probably gonna get eyes on me, but then I would know to detour off, maybe stay with Zydron or around,
Sure.
But you're in a cult?
But by definition, it was. It's no longer around. People are trying to restart it. I'm trying to stop it. Up north. Ever heard of Aggro?
No.
Yeah.
He didn't know it was a cult until we kind of told him it was. So
Yes.
Let's see.
And by
he
definition,
thought
I
it was
mean,
just a religious group.
your kind of group would be technically defined as a cult as well, but like in its own
I don't think so.
No. It's time to
defined
stop.
group
It's
of
time. It's time.
governments.
Davril.
Just so you know, if you tell people you were in a cult, that will bring eyes upon you.
Yeah. So I don't want to.
So you can even just say, I have an injury. Don't say the cult at all.
Maybe I'd like to switch out a Fusor. See how that would work. Here to look into the mines.
Oh dear. Yes. That's better than saying you're in a cult, I think.
I know.
In this
I'm
case.
just figuring Shadow Rock's a lot more north than ever anywhere else we've dealt with. There might be someone here that had heard of them.
I don't mean to
What?
rush this, but we've been talking for over an hour now. And we have a long day to get to the city by tomorrow.
Of course.
Is there anything else
I
of
think-
importance we need to talk about now before we rest?
I guess we should expect potentially there to be some involvement with the grave robbers. Is there anything else you know about them that you can tell us now that things have calmed down a bit?
Grave robbers are evil. They slay anybody they can. They work for whatever is controlling Vubaris' body. What else do you need to know?
That might be it. I just didn't know if they had any clear motivations aside from that. Or that seems to be all that has been found out about them.
Attacked the vault at one point, but didn't get in. And they kill people.
Sure.
That's about all we know about them.
You know, we could just kind of use half the truth as our cover story. We hired Zydron because we got caught trying to travel from Arrow Run. We're heading up to the coast. We had to go through Shadow Rock, and we got.
Well, that's
You
if
know.
we want him to be with us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
No, yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. If we get questioned later at the tavern or something like that, once we're found with them, or
I
later
see.
on, yeah. I was just thinking that's one way to, if we are together, a cover story would make a lot more sense. We're traveling through, and we hired to help us get back to the coast.
Zydron, how was the necromancy that Vubaris was involved in different from the necromancy that the grave robbers use?
How is the necromancy? Her?
Like before
Vubaris
she,
used
when she was alive,
when she was alive, yeah.
prior to.
Just because someone masters a skill doesn't necessarily mean they use it for evil.
It's true. So, similar things, but she used it for good.
Knowledge of necromancy doesn't equate to being evil. It's what you do with what you have that shows your heart.
Cheer.
I agree with that.
Okay, we should probably then rest and just see what it looks like and come up with a plan from there.
I think so.
No plan will be perfect, and I think we just will have to do a lot of improvising anyway, but at least if we see the
Yes.
environment, we can know.
No. I'll try to be ready with something that can be useful.
Thank you all for your thoughts. I have the map and different things if you want to study it tonight.
Yeah.
Hand you the menu of makeup ideas, and we'll sit down to Winnie going over the map and checking it out.
Sure, I glance at it. Mark, I don't know if you're trying to wrap up the entire session quickly.
We're almost there. You got something else?
Yeah, I just wanted to say something to Zydron quickly.
Sure. Go for it.
So like when the group breaks, she like comes up to him, and says, Zydron, I feel like you have been forthright with me, so I would like to be honest with you. I get my power from another being. And that can be seen as questionable. And there are some things that I might do in the battle that, if we have a battle, that might be seen as questionable.
Like what?
Well, the person I am in a partnership with tends to have a bit of a reputation against some other deities that don't like him very much. And some necromancy itself might be used to repurpose beings that are evil.
In what way?
If I slay a creature, I can use it to potentially protect my son in the future.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. I will use my blessing.
Okay.
And just for funsies, I'll use my advantage. That's
Okay.
almost done. 24.
He looks at you. I have no issue with necromancy. But if it is used for evil, I will have to put a stop to it.
Oops. I would think no less of you. This was... I had no powers before this. This was my way forward, but I will not use this for evil. But I wanted to tell you, because you have been honest with me, and I thought it might come across as dishonest if you saw it happen. And you did not know what it was.
Let's see. Oh. I'm grateful you told me.
Of course. Thank you again for today. You pushed me along where I might have shied away. So, I appreciate it.
Now may be your best chance. It may only get worse from this point on.
That is wise. I think you are right.
Get some rest. We arrive tomorrow.
Good night.
All right. So, anybody else do anything before you go for the rest?
Alarm.
Alarm goes up. Okay. I think you already said that though, so we got that already up.
I think you did.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
already-
already
You did the
looped
little
loop.
thing and you did alarm
Yeah.
already, so that's already up. Don't need to roll
Mhm.
again.
Wasn't sure that was yesterday or not. Sorry.
Tempt fate again.
This is the first rest you've had this session, so.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
My apologies.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
I think, I think on her watcher, going to bed, she's super, tense, and poring over different things and trying to think
Yeah.
through stuff. She'll write to death at one point. One thing, actually, I would message Idgin,
Oh, yeah.
and I would
Yeah.
just ask him, I would say, we're headed to Shadowrock soon. Is there any distinguishing marks or items that Nova has that we can recognize her by?
We'll just say no. I honestly don't even know what she really looks like.
All right. So I relay that information to everybody else.
Easy as finding a needle in a haystack.
Great.
I guess our biggest hope would be that she would recognize us and want to be found.
Yes.
All right. You guys rest. You
Yeah,
guys
yes.
were off the road. You said you didn't want to be on the road in case travelers would see you, so you're off the road a little bit. So you're kind of
Mm-hmm.
outside of the view of things there. The day goes by uneventfully. You guys got one more day of travel. Somebody want to roll for it just to see if anything crazy happens? Who wants to take the last roll?
I
I
will.
still have a reroll. I could roll it.
Oh, I have a luck point
There
still.
you go.
I don't know.
Luck
I'll
points do
roll
not
it.
apply to this, I'll say.
Okay.
So if you only
Oh,
the
okay,
reroll,
then
I'll let it
please.
go.
Then you do it, Ashley.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely re-rolling, so that worked out
Yeah.
great.
What'd you
I just
roll?
really
Okay,
wanted to
perfect.
spend it. I rolled a 4.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
I
I'm
will
gonna,
say
I have
they're
a,
not in order like ascending
Right,
worst to
right,
best.
right,
I'll just say that.
right.
But
right. Okay. Can I use my bless also just for funsies?
I'm not sure
To
what that
use
would
it up?
affect. But
Okay.
just tell me the number you want to go with
Okay.
that you rolled.
I'm gonna go with 2.
2. Okay. You guys
No
wake
worries.
up.
I love it.
And travel along the road at evening. There is like one campsite that you spot as you're leaving that's not too far from where you are, but they just kind of like take note of you as you walk by, but don't really seem like it's almost like a, you guys gonna stop? Oh no, you keep going. Okay, see you later, type of a thing.
Gotcha.
And you guys continue your journey towards Shadow Rock. As the sun is rising, but you guys are still completely in shadow as you're hugged up to the west side of the mountains. You draw near to mountains that you are very familiar with seeing, Eleonora. Your home is just beyond, just in sight. You are very close. And we will...
Yeah, she's looking so tense.
We will pick up with that next week as you guys can arrive in Shadow Rock. Decide how you want to do it. If you want Zydar to go in first, or you guys want to go in first, or going together, however you want to manage that, we'll work that out next week. But you guys are very close now.
Crazy.
And yeah, Shadow Rock is what's next. So we'll see next week. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna sign off from the recording real quick, and then we'll raid somebody, so stick around. But thank you so much. We love you all. Bye.